welcome back to the Zach GP channel. And it has been a while. It has been a while since I've done one of these live streams on my own channel. I can't tell you how excited I am. Hey, I don't think I'm going to be doing a 3-hour live stream every race weekend, and I've picked possibly the worst one for me to be doing a live stream, considering it's 2 o'clock in the morning. But luckily, I went to bed about 8:30. So I got about 3.5-ish hours, which is good enough. It's good enough. It's Saturday. It's Saturday today, so I'll get some sleep afterwards. But I hope you are all doing well. Hopefully, I've set it all up to go as smoothly as possible. Because like I said, it has been an entire year since I've done a deadline live stream, of course, because I was with FanAmp. And you actually do join me at the same time that Sainz's car has just completely stopped. Because, of course, FP3 is still running just right now. It's actually got another 50 minutes to go because there was a few delays to it. There was changes to the straight line areas. It's all been a bit of a... then they were talking about reverting it. There's been a whole hullabaloo about all of that. But yeah, Sainz having issues with Williams. Luckily for us in F1 Fantasy terms, it doesn't really matter because we were never looking at them anyways. Let's just double check that I've got everything ready to go whilst I'm in this position. Yeah, if I get that there so I can actually see what's going on. Hey Michael, how you doing, man? It is... Oh, I can't have it not full screened. Oh well, it's fine. I'm so excited. I can't tell you how excited I am. I don't know why I'm having to do this. Let me get that out of your screens. How is everyone doing in the morning? Actually, what time is it for everyone? Oh, bloody hell. Why is it making me do all of this? Oh, well. I've got the YouTube chat up here. I've got the multi-stream chat here. So I should be able to see everything. But if we head over to, not that page, if we head over to the My Teams page straight away, as you can see, these are the 3 teams I'm heading for straight away into the 8 p.m. Okay, that's not too... Actually, I say that's not too bad. It's got to be... That means it's going to be real bad come the end, doesn't it? Because what, you got 3 hours, it's going to be a midnight end for you, Mike. Oh well, it's fine. We love F1, so we'll power through. But yeah, bad news for Carlos Sainz. FP3, not the best, not the best start for his FP3. I think that's basically him donezo. But yeah, I'm gonna go before we actually delve into anything big. Hello everyone, lovely to see you all in the chat. Before we dive into anything massive about F1 Fantasy, I just want to go through the first thoughts of my first 2 teams. Of course, you're going to be seeing Zach GP worst team at all times. Yeah, don't worry about that. Also, do not worry about that triple boost because, please, I knew as soon as I was going on live stream, I was like, oh gosh, everyone's going to see my strategy for anti-F1 Fantasy and they're going to copy it because it's like the ideal time to use extra DRS. But yeah, 3-hour long live stream. Yeah, 3-hour long live stream. But yeah, so team 1 and team 2, we've got Antonelli ×2 on the first one. Very good showings in FP2. Of course, we've had the red flag in FP3 for now, so it's going to take us a little while to get up to date with all of that. Then Leclerc, he looked half decent. It most likely will be changing to Hamilton. This is actually... So I actually haven't changed my team since I made it for the first team, bar Lawson bit and put in. Because, of course, we thought it'd be Bottas. Then it could have been Colapinto. But both of those are really kind of off the cards now in the sense of Racing Bulls look a lot better than Alpine and Bottas doesn't have the 5-place grid penalty anymore. And then we also have Ferrari and Haas, those budget building increases constructor wise. Sorry about the beep in the background. I don't know what that is, but at the end of the day, this is what we're most likely going to be running. Ferrari with 1 B-tier constructor. Hello everyone, I hope you are all well. That is realistically how it's going to go. Because we could, if we wanted to really have Mercedes, we could go something like this. Because here's the thing, right? I do think it is so important that we get the B tier drivers right. And let me show you 2 ways that you could set up a team. And I'm actually more excited about the first way than the second way. So if you wanted to go with the Mercedes or the constructor, you could have a team like this. So if you went over to Racing Bulls here, you drop down Ocon, you had Lindblad. No, you can't afford that. How did you get to this team? It really was the bottom of the barrel, wasn't it? Yeah. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, if we head over to Mercedes, we start putting ourselves in really, really dangerous situations, because I don't have full confidence Bottas is getting all the way to the end. I also am not the biggest fan of Colapinto as an asset. Now, hey, we'll see what Alpine can do in FP3, but right now Alpine haven't shown any big signs at all. And Lindblad, I'm actually okay with Lindblad. It's actually a massive turnaround in teams where if you did go for the Mercedes asset, all of a sudden, out of the assets you can bring in, Lindblad is now looking like the best option when, yeah, we went through all of the motions of, oh, it'll be Bottas because the 5-place grid penalty, it will be Colapinto because Alpine looked pretty quick, and now it's, oh, Lindblad's come out all of a sudden, had a brilliant FP1 and FP2, he's not looking half bad in the Racing Bulls. Hello Juan, how you doing? Yannick, what? Yeah, 3-hour live stream. I know. It's not going to be like that every single time. I don't know how I'm going to sort that beep. Jay says, I'm going for Leclerc and Anto, but any worries about no McLaren? I'm not too worried about no McLaren right now. Again, FP3 hasn't finished just yet, but for me to consider McLaren, and let me show you a McLaren build. So the issue, right, is McLaren at 28.9 million, they really have to be showing me something special compared to Mercedes. And right now, even though Piastri came, if we get up not the live timings, give me a second to get up the actual FP2 results. If you have a look at the FP2 results, wait, what am I doing? I'm completely going to the wrong bit. There it is. We get up the FP2 timings, right? Yes, Piastri had an insane session, but we don't know exactly what's going on. I love those ads. But I think just more consistent is the Mercedes 2 and 3 here. Like, I'm much more comfortable seeing that Mercedes got 2nd and 3rd to McLaren's 1st and 7th. And they're both very, very similar priced. So it comes down to are we really going to be risking it for an asset that we don't truly know just yet if they're going to be at the front? And most likely it will still be Mercedes at the front compared to anyone else. I'm Ferrari probably the next best option there. I'm still waiting to see what Red Bull can do, because I've heard Red Bull can still be pretty decent. But at the minute, there's just no reason, again, to go Red Bull or McLaren. They just have not showed enough for where their values are. Ferrari, budgeting-wise, Mercedes, points-wise, we've got our clear cuts, obvious answers. Because, look, if you go over to McLaren, you can't really add anything else to this team. You could probably go, Colapinto maybe up to a Liam Lawson, but then you're tripling up on Racing Bulls. There's not much you can work around, so there's really no big upside to dropping that 0.4 million from Mercedes to McLaren, and the opposite side of there's not enough of a jump from Ferrari to McLaren to give us a reason to do that 5.6 million increase, because that's what we're talking about. 5.6 million in F1 Fantasy is insane. So that's why you're going to be seeing a lot of Ferrari and Haas sort of teams, and Ferrari and Racing Bulls if you want to go Mercedes route. Because also the other Mercedes route you could go is, let's go, because you could try to fit in George Russell, right? But then where are you getting in the money? You'd have to go over to Isaac Hadjar. And again, I don't think Isaac Hadjar is going to be terrible, but he's going to be sitting 7th to 9th, whereas we really want 2 drivers fighting for the podiums. So then it would be the case of, well, okay, we have Antonelli with, if you then have to drop Behrman again, over to someone like a Leclerc. And we're back to this situation of, right, how much is too much? Good morning, everyone. How much of a sacrifice is too much of a sacrifice for our teams, right? Because yes, Mercedes, I'm expecting Mercedes to be the biggest point scorer in Australia, but how big are these points are we considering it before dropping down to Mercedes? Because I think there'll be about a 20-ish point gap between Mercedes and Ferrari. However, that 20th points gap instantly is negated if there's a DNF. And you are so much more likely to get a DNF with Lindblad, Bottas and Colapinto as you are to a team with, yes, tripling up on Haas, not ideal. Let's just change it around. Let's even say you didn't have that and went Hulkenberg, Behrman, Hulkenberg, Lawson. A lot safer options, and then we're starting to get into the situation of, well, okay, do we play it safe or do we play it, risk it for a chocolate biscuit? Well, that's what we're gonna find out tonight. Well, not tonight, this morning. And then of course you could still even run both Mercedes assets and have decent assets for B tier driver wise. I'm fine picking one of those sort of bad assets, but yeah, we're looking pretty good so far. The Mercedes are so close to each other. They were absolutely millimetric with their timing in the first practice. That is a big indicator in pace. The pit wall just goes, just hit this time, and they both hit exactly. Well, this is what I'm talking about. Like, when they're both on the pace, I'm looking at that pace a lot more than the McLarens, because the McLarens are so spread out, you really don't know where they are. Mercedes, you know they're going to be at the front. Ferrari, you know they're going to be in the top 5 as well. It's now about figuring out what we do with our values, how much budget building we want to do, and who ends up looking like the best. Because right now, let me get up Hamilton in this team, right, by the way. Because if you had Hamilton in this team, yeah, now you have all 4 assets that we've been looking at. Maybe Piastri if he does another really, really good free practice session. But if Hamilton does well in FP3, you're just 2 times over to him. If Russell does well in FP3, you're 2 times over to him. If Antonelli, Leclerc, etc., etc. What is going on with my fridge? Why is it beeping so much? I have no idea. I'm really hoping that stops. Because that's going to do my head in for the next 3 hours. Do you see upside with Russell? Do you see upside with Russell over Antonelli? Yes, I do. If Russell shows more pace than Antonelli in FP3, 100%, because Russell has the average over last season of being better than Antonelli. I know it's a new season, but Russell has shown he tends to get more pace. I mean, let's head over to the stats, right? I know it's from 2025 and we can only take as much as we can from 2025. Yes, I completely agree. It is beer o'clock. Sadly for me, like, if I let's give it a couple of hours. Otherwise, yeah, I ain't having a beer instantly when I've woken up. But what's it called? Right, so Russell, right? Russell got an average of 24.2 to Antonelli's 16.3. And even if we let's take out the big hitters from Antonelli, because some of them were really, really bad. No, I don't even know what's going on. It's not open. I can see it. It's just beeping all over the place. I'll have to sort it out if it continues, but hopefully it stopped now, so hopefully it will be all right. Oh, bloody hell. Right, so if we took out race 9, 10 and 11, those were like the big hitters for Antonelli. You can see the average, 23.3 compared to 14.6. Okay, let me try to see if I can sort this out. This is actually mental. Yeah, no problem, DVS. I'm glad you're awake, ready to go for some action. I can tell you I'm very, very excited. Oh, actually, let me get my first little thing in here just for everyone. I believe this sends it to every single chat. Yeah, that fridge better not play up, because obviously this is the first live stream I've been... I'm just going to hope you can't hear that. Bloody hell. Did you think about Russell Leclerc Ferrari? Behrman, Lindblad, Bolapinto. It sounds like a bleeding bomb. Right. Let's build up that team. Russell, Leclerc. I know, innit? Like, what is going on? This is like proper 2 o'clock antics. Like, 2 a.m. antics in the morning. Fridge beeping the hell out of me. Me trying to scramble my thoughts while FP3 got red flagged. For a 3-hour long live stream. Oh, bloody hell. Right. So, Russell, Leclerc, Ferrari. I'm assuming... Wait, Behrman, Lindblad, Bortoleto. Yeah, I'm fine with this team. It is... I do worry about Leclerc just because he hasn't looked on it in FP2. And even at the start of FP3, now I'm not going to take any of the start of the FP3 signs as big hitters. But Leclerc himself still 4/10 off Hamilton right now. I mean, we can go over to the live timings. Like, things are going to change, don't worry. And the live timings are actually really behind here because Russell's actually gone top. But the difference between Hamilton and Leclerc is pretty similar. Oh, there we go. There, it was Antonelli who went top. My bad. Right. Yeah, good team over here. Depth of B tier drivers, good. There is also big leeway into... Really, it's interesting you say that, actually. Let's get some polls up. Because I actually want to find out who everyone thinks is looking the best for, like, Ferrari asset-wise. Leclerc versus Hamilton. Who's everyone going for? Because I'm still on Team Hamilton just from what we've seen, but I do get, like, some people like Mike were like, what we've seen the last year or so, it's been Leclerc who's been the better option, and I do completely agree with that. So it's so confusing trying to figure out which of those two assets to bring in. I'm still Hamilton right now. But again, that's just because Leclerc Here we go. Leclerc's actually on a strong lap now. Let's see if he can put something in. It's about similar to Antonelli so far. Yeah, okay, this is ridiculous. I don't know where the bleeding plug is. Fantastic. Let me just lower my voice and let's hope that it does the best. Is there any way I can put a noise canceller on it? I don't know if I can do that on Streamlabs. But, where was I anyway? Yes, my poll. Bloody hell. Alright, let's get that up. Yeah, so 68% so far on Leclerc. It's Morse coding me. It's like beep 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 beep. That's Russell. That's Hamilton. That's surprise turn of events. That's Perez. What? Yeah, 68% to Hamilton's 32%. We'll leave that running for a little bit. And Leclerc did just put in a good lap as we were speaking about that. It's only a 120.2. Okay, perfect. It's a 120.2. But that is the fastest showing we've seen so far, so that's all right. Robert says, I've settled with Ferrari and Haas with Leclerc, Antonelli, good, Behrman, Hulkenberg, and Lawson. Do you have any thoughts on the team? It's currently 3:15 in Norway, and I'm half asleep. Yeah, don't worry, you're in the same boat as quite a few of us. We're all in this together. We're all... What? Oh! And, if you just saw that, that is my new sound for when someone subscribes. So thank you to Matt Garrett who just subscribed, and you get the little cat sound. Yeah, I was quite proud of myself for doing that. Oh, I just get why DBS just went, oh hey cat. But yeah, I'm going on the sidetrack, my bad. Yes, that is a good team. Behrman, Hulkenberg, Lawson. You get depth in assets. Right, let's show what that team looks like. I don't know why I got rid of Behrman because we're just about to bring him back in. and it's going to put Antonelli in a really weird position, but it's okay. You get 3 separate B tier drivers from 3 good teams that are the best out of the B tier driver wise. You have, what was it? You have Haas, Racing Bulls, Audi, Williams, Alpine, Aston Martin, and Cadillac. And out of those 7, Haas, Racing Bulls, and Audi are the ones that it looks like we can build teams around, because everyone else just doesn't really fit that quota that we really need. They're looking DNF heavy, or we're starting up to triple up with people. So I do agree that swapping a Haas driver to an Audi is the safer option. It really is if you want to risk it for a chocolate biscuit. And you know what I'm like? Sometimes I'm feeling in the mood for that. We'll see if I'm in the mood for that in 2 hours time. But right now, I'm feeling a little bit risky. I'm feeling it. But yeah, this sort of team is good. Sorry, it should be Haas here as well. Well, actually, if it was Haas or Racing Bulls, it looks good. And the best thing about these sorts of teams, right, because this is a sort of team that a lot of people will have. Let's say something goes wrong in Australia, right? Let's say Lindblad has a DNF, and you've also got Hulkenberg who has a DNF. Well, absolutely no worries, because instantly you've got boom, and you've got 15.9 million to spare. Maybe a little bit less after minus 0.6s. But you've got that money, yeah, to then easily go over to a Lawson and a Colapinto or a Bottas, whoever does good again with those two transfers. Yes, I am watching FP3. It is on my phone here. So I'll keep you all updated. Hamilton has just gone fastest with a 120.176. So again, Hamilton faster than Leclerc again, although Leclerc did set his time earlier. But yeah, so you can see why we're so interested in these big... That's actually my tactic to get you all to stay awake. I'm just going to like half torture the entire chat, just going beep, 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 beep. Why would you put 2 times driver of Kimi and Leclerc? Who would you put? It would be Antonelli right now. I think no doubt in my mind, Mercedes still look faster than Mercedes. So it really does get interesting, because that's why we're looking at the teams like this, yeah? And bear in mind, if we head over back to the team I was thinking of for this sort of situation, this team has a little bit less leeway. But there's still enough room for, if we need to get rid of Russell opens up that money for us to get rid of a B tier driver. Basically, Lannister, what is your current team and plan for China? I'm not kidding you. Right now, I'm probably going to admit I probably would actually be going down here. These are the 2 teams I'm looking at the most. Like heavily looking at the most. Right, let's go through each of them first, okay? Team 1 is the budget increaser plus the flexibility for China. This team instantly, we don't have to dick about with any of the A tier drivers. Even if you have Leclerc, right? You have 2.1 million or 2.4 million to spare. This is easily enough to get rid of any DNFs that happen in Australia. Boom, boom. If you're extremely unlucky and you get 3 DNFs, that's just really unlucky, and I can't say more about that. But I'd be so surprised if we did get that. Okay, 3 DNFs would be an absolute nightmare, but it could happen. But most of the worst case scenario, we're hoping for 2 maximum DNFs, and this team gives you plenty of money to move around and get your team sorted for China. Then you also have the Mercedes alternative to this sort of team. So this is the sort of team I'm looking at if Mercedes come out of FP3 looking very good. Because again, you could kind of bring in a Mercedes asset, but if it's Russell Russell and Mercedes, if they're the top 2 in FP3, this is the sort of team I would go for. Because we can't afford Russell and Mercedes, and bringing in another good A-tier driver. We'd have to go Russell and Hadjar, and I wouldn't be comfortable going Russell, Hadjar, Mercedes. I'd be much more comfortable going Russell, Antonelli, Ferrari, because I do think Antonelli will still get, if Mercedes are the top team, will get around 30-ish points, and I think Hadjar will get around 10 to 15 points, and that will equal out basically Ferrari compared to Mercedes, and you also have that buffer of not having any issues with Hadjar potentially going down minus 0.6 million, because he is a little bit more worrying, because of course if we head over to the budget building, he's got pretty decent odds, but 19 points for a 0.6 million. It's much more likely that he's going to get around that 14 to 19 range and get 0.2 million. It's going to be the death of me. Don't stop it. Stop. Let's just bring you all nice and close to me. Okay. Yes, everyone big up the fridge. It is doing my absolute head in, and I'm going to have to reconsider where I do live streams. Thoughts on autopilot? Not ideal right now. I don't think I'm looking at autopilot, and I think I'm actually one of the only ones really not looking at autopilot, purely for the sense that I just think there's going to be better times, right? I get that there's so much up in the air. We don't know what's going to happen with these two with this race weekend. I don't know where the hell it is, not gonna lie. I don't know where the hell it is. The plug. Absolutely ain't got a clue. With autopilot. Oh, hang on. Is that another Williams stopping? Is that signs? No. They're just going slow. Okay. Yeah, because everyone's going, we could autopilot here, we could autopilot there. And I kind of get the idea of an autopilot if Russell and Antonelli looked really good and you couldn't separate the two. But I also think there's going to be plenty of times this season where we get the exact same situation. And also with our extra budgets, we could have I'm not even kidding, this season, I don't know what we're looking for, but because we're already starting on 2A drivers with a little buffer, I actually think there's a big chance that we definitely get to 2A drivers, 2A constructors minimum, and we could also get to 3A drivers. So we might be having teams with 3A drivers in them, and if we have that, I'd rather much save an autopilot for when we're in a situation like that. Because imagine we had a team of Antonelli, Leclerc, and Hamilton or Piastri. Then we're really cooking, and I'd much prefer to use autopilot on a situation like that. And it's sort of the same thing. It's not the same thing with no negative, but it's a similar situation of I think there's going to be so many better options to use no negative on than this weekend. It's not raining. I don't think this reliability stuff is going to change anytime soon. They're going to take a little while to get up to speed, and I'd actually put China above Australia right now, purely for the fact that if they're struggling this much with 3 practice sessions, how much are they going to struggle with 1? Just deep that, even if there's not rain. So I would recommend no negative over in China over Australia, or potentially even a limitless. Now we could be going back to our old set in stone ways, where I know we all used to always use limitless on sprint race weekends, and I still did. But there is there's 2 strategies right now. There's the OG strategy of we continue just the budget build, and then we go into Monaco where it's a super safe track in the sense of can't get any overtakes done, and then you limitless, you get your budget gains, you get your easy points up, and then we go from there. But it's also there's also a chance that we use it in China, because yes, Lannister puts it pretty good. Are you planning to go 2 constructors in China? Yes, potentially, but only if it was a limitless. I'm fine waiting the first sprint race weekend to get big points. Bear in mind, what is the points difference we're actually looking at here? Let's go back to China, and actually look at the points difference between maybe it's not the best situation to do this on. Actually, no, maybe it is, because most of the time a B-tier driver ends up doing half decent anyway. If everything goes well, no DNFs and good scores for the drivers, is China a no-brainer limitless? Yeah, kinda. Like if we're sitting here all pretty, yeah. Let's say we've run this team, and Behrman's a 0.6 million, Ocon's a 0.6 million, Lawson's a 0.6 million, Haas is a 0.6 million. It's been the best weekend of our lives. Nothing's gone wrong. Even on a budget building situation, I'm like, yeah, screw it. You're really not risking that much by using it, so that's all right. But like, look at the sprint race weekends. Yeah, you tend to have a smaller team like Williams still being half decent. Like, you're only losing 43 points in Belgium. You're losing, where is it? You're losing again about 51 points here to the second constructor. And again, this is in a situation where we even know what the second constructor is. Again, heading over to China, Haas compared to Mercedes, 22 point difference. So there is times where the BTA constructors pull it off, and then it's not too bad on a sprint race weekend. So just remember that. That's my sort of thinking going into it. What were your conclusions on Russell Leclerc Ferrari? Good. My opinions are good on that. I would recommend 2 times Russell. I still think Mercedes right now, we'll see how that ends with FP3. Mercedes still right now with Russell would be the 2 times option. Leclerc, again, it's getting closer and closer between him and Hamilton, and I'm not like, I don't need to have Hamilton in my team in that sense. So as soon as we see signs from Leclerc, it will probably be straight over to him. So that's where my head is at right now for all of that. Yeah, very good team. And also BTA driver wise, Behrman, Lindblad and Bortoletto, you get 3 different drivers from 3 different teams. It eliminates the -40 risk, which is good. Well, actually, no, it doesn't if you're running Haas or Racing Bulls, but it eliminates that a little bit more. So it makes it a little bit more safe. But I still think, and we have to remember this, right? I still think that Behrman, Ocon, Haas is completely fine. If we were tripling up anyone that isn't Haas or Racing Bulls, I'd be a little bit worried. Even Racing Bulls, a little bit skeptical because at the end of the day, they do. What was it with the not Ferrari, with the Red Bull engine? Like, it starts like cutting out occasionally. A little bit worrying on that sort of thing. But both those teams I'm fine to triple up on. If you tripled up on Audi, Williams, Aston Martin, Cadillac, or anything like that, I'd be a little bit more worried. Audi as a constructor. Well, here's the thing, right? I just don't see any reason why we would use Audi as constructor, because Racing Bulls all weekend long have looked quicker and the same reliability, and they are 0.3 million cheaper. So my mind's always just gone to Racing Bulls for that option. If on a 3A driver lineup, then you can't get to a 2A constructor next race without here. Yeah. So if you really wanted a 2A constructor in China, you'd have to limitless if you're going from a Russell, Antonelli, Ferrari type situation. So we do take those sacrifices. And William even comes in and says, ran triple McLaren, Ferrari in China last year, clawed my way back to 75th globally by the end of the season. And this is a prime example, right, of someone who's come back from the depths of hell. All right, if everyone doesn't remember China 2025, that was when Ferrari got disqualified. And this is what I'm saying, right? So, of course, the points matter very, very much in the first few race weekends, but it's much more important to just set your team up in a positive manner, in a budget building sense, and making sure we just get that on the roll and we're not stuck, okay? Because those 2A constructors do limit us if anything goes wrong. Let's show you exactly what happens if something goes wrong. It does look cool. Hey, Tic Tac, I'll give you that. It does look bleeding cool. Me myself, I'm a little bit a fan of the where's the blue the purple bluish team, which is Red Bull and Williams. All right, yeah. Let me show you the 2A constructor builds, because at the end of the day, we come back to the situation of Mercedes and Ferrari are the only clear-cut 2A constructors, again, that look comfortable in a situation where we'd have a 2A build. Like, again, I just don't see the upside to dropping 0.4 million to go down to McLaren when Piastri's the only one showing legit pace at the minute. And Norris is still looking a little bit shaky. So, what would we have to do, yeah? We'd have to bring in Leclerc. Leclerc is the best driver we could get on this. And then look at these B-tier drivers. Look at these B-tier drivers. It is just not a good situation to be in. And this is... Listen, you could even, if you're really worried about the B-tier drivers, you could increase up to a Lindblad. But this is what I'm talking about when... Yes, I do have a league, actually. Let me put it in all the chats again. I will put all of my socials in the chats every now and then. Hopefully it does send, because I'm putting it on the center all streams. So it might be a little bit... It might be a little bit twitchy. But you're really, really stuck in your way if anything goes wrong. And you're much more likely to have something go wrong with four B-tier drivers. And... those 4 B-tier drivers are Bottas and Colapinto, who I'm a little bit sceptical of. And then Lindblad and Lawson I'm all right with. But again, if anything goes wrong with Racing Bulls, you're kind of screwed. So that's why we're a little bit skeptical on the two-way constructor builds right now, just because there's just no leeway out of it. And then you might go, well, okay, but then we could wildcard or limitless or whatnot. You could wildcard, but then all you've done is... If you have a DNF and you have to wildcard out of a two-way constructor, you've ruined your budget building chances in Australia, and you've come out with the same points. Because if we get a DNF and it doesn't go your way in the two-way constructors, you lose points and budget. If it doesn't go our way on the budget building teams, we lose points, sure, but the budget will still be okay, because then we can move over to whatever team we need in China and keep wildcard. And I think that's the main... thing I keep coming back to. Since when, though, are people trusting Antonelli? He's looked really on it. That's why in FP2 he's looked really on it. We'll see what he can do in FP3. It's still very much looking like a Ferrari fest right now. Russell's about to put in a good lap potentially. He's just started one. A couple times. No available. Can't distinguish between the letter O and number O. Oh. I don't know what the hell's happening there then. Did it even send? No, I don't even think my... Oh, it can't send. It's too big of a text. All right, let me bulk down some of this. Let me get rid of the Twitter, the Instagram, the Predicts League, and then I'll put in all of the good stuff. So this is my main league that you can join. I'll then... Oh my word, yeah. That is a big crash. Okay. Maybe we don't trust Antonelli as much. Maybe we don't crash. I think he'll be... Ooh, that is a big crash. Yeah, Jesus. Can they fix that in time? That is huge. I need to see a replay of that again. Oh, that's so annoying. That's all we've got to go off for FP3, by the way. That's it. That'll be donezo. Oh, we didn't have really any good times to go off yet. Shit. That is not good news for us. We're going to have to wing it. Oh, that's really not what I wanted to happen. Right, so that's that league code. Yeah. Ooh, eesh. Wow. Yeah, that's a big crash. Completely totaled the car there. It looked like he was all right as well. Okay. You know what? This could... I know this is a shame for Antonelli, and I don't wish this on anyone. But if Antonelli doesn't take part in qualifying, this makes our lives a lot easier for picking Ferrari as a constructor and not worrying about Mercedes points, and we still get the upside of Ferrari. Yeah, who do we bring in now? Maybe it is a Ferrari and Piastri. That's the way it's looking right now. Eesh. Or do we still go Russell? Oh, decisions. Ouch, Antonelli. Yeah, I'll keep you all updated for the next few hours what happens, but if... Yeah, that's a big crash. Jesus, they have 2-ish hours to fix that. Ooh, yeah, I don't know. With the red flags, oh my God, I've just realised as well, because of course with the bleeding red flags, they're so far away. You are correct there, Lannister, actually. Overtake points are something that we could consider. God damn it, no, don't put that in my head, because otherwise I'm going to start I'm gonna start way overthinking it. Yeah, I really do think Russell's still got pace. All right, let me show you the team selections I think I'm gonna go for once I've put all of my socials in the chat. So this is the Discord where you can send your teams. I will be going through some teams that were uploaded later in the stream. We've also got the Twitter, the Instagram, whatnot, the TikTok, yippoo. Then we have Zach Predicts. I bloody love this stuff. I need to change that. I'm spamming my own chat. You know what? I'm not going to jinx it, but a certain someone in the kitchen named Fridge. Thankfully, I can spell. Jeez Louise, I thought I was going to screw there. It's being quiet now. Anti-F1 League. Boom. We also have... Yeah, and that was everything. Sweet. Yeah, Jesus. That is I think maybe if this ended 10 minutes ago, well, this crash would have happened. Obviously, we can't take this into account exactly, but this crash would have happened. Oh, bloody hell. It's always, I swear the Discord's always playing up like that. Let me get a new one. Right, let's see if this one works. Let me update my Discord as well so I can change the link. There we go. Hopefully it should work now. Yeah. Oh, I can't believe that. That is not what you want to see, considering this is supposed to be... Obviously, Antonelli's not the favourite for the championship, but definitely was up there. Is Kimi going to start last? Looking like it right now. I'm going to have to update everyone on Twitter here. Oh, big crash for Kimi. Big doubts on if he will start quali. When I giggled or whatnot, yeah, it is because I've lost track of my thoughts, or it's because the fridge has beeped and I'll be having an argument with the fridge. Yeah, that's my biggest op today. Zach GP versus the fridge. Who will win? Most likely the fridge, because it's 2:30 in the morning. Right, anyway. Final fix play. You know what? Listen, yeah, it is very early in the season, but you're not wrong there. You are not wrong. Right, let's show a team that we could build around now. So, we could... Right, let's now go over to Leclerc, because Leclerc finally was showing good pace. I think I can finally say now I would be happy going Leclerc over Hamilton. That's okay. Who else could we afford to bring in now? Oh, we could get rid of Colapinto. Oh, Colapinto to Gabby. No, Colapinto to Bleeding Lawson. It's a triple up. Oh my god. It is a triple up, but we've got the Russell-Leclerc duo. That could be happening. Russell was looking pretty quick before the red flag. That's the situation we could also do. And now we've also got the potential Piastri. You know what? I would actually happily go Hamilton here just to keep it safe. And you know what? Screw it. No. I wouldn't 2 times him, would I? I wouldn't be silly. But you'd have some sort of team like this. No. You wouldn't. This would D-triple Haas, wouldn't it? This would do the D-triple Haas. You'd go over to Leclerc, and you'd go over to someone like Nico. I love Nico as well. If you couldn't guess from last season, and I was basically doing an entire 3 weeks of content just about how he got on the podium for Silverstone. Audi has better drivers and looks solid in FP3. Yeah, no, I'm happy to go Audi, but we'll see. Because this is all soft run as well, and we didn't... This is the issue, right? We didn't get to see the Haas's soft runs. We didn't get to see... I mean, I'm not worried about Gasly's runs. Lindblad was on the hards. So, yes, Audi looked quick on the softs, but Lawson and Lindblad were on the hards, and they were close to the Audis. So I still think Racing Bulls have it over Audi. And Behrman and Ocon were on the mediums, so they still looked like they were pretty decent. Surely you'd 2 times Antonelli? Well, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. William brought up a brilliant point. This is final fix territory. This is big final fix territory. We bring in someone like a Piastri, yeah? And we 2 times him. Let's say, or we have a Leclerc, right? Then, no, it'd have to be Piastri, right? We have a Piastri and we've got him on 2 times. We know Antonelli's going to start last. Boom. Piastri, final fix, over to Antonelli for the race. We're sitting pretty. Just hope he doesn't crash or anything like that. It was a really weird crash, actually. He went through turn 1 all right, and it looked like he just lost traction slightly, going a bit too much on the curve. Because he went like, so it was zoom, and he was about there on the track, and just all of a sudden lost traction and went smack into the wall. What is your goal for this year in F1 Fantasy? Like every season? Can you not? Are they taking the piss? I mean, I haven't ever considered final fix for the first race, so I actually wouldn't know. No. You can, Nixie, you can use it for the first race. At least that's what it's inferring to. Chip can be used after the qualifying race. It's wildcard and limitless. It says you can't use it. Let's see if it actually works. You know, F1 Fantasy has its mysterious ways in how it works. So we'll see if it actually goes. Yeah, William, exactly, yeah. Racing Bulls were on hards, and it actually makes me more exciting. Racing Bulls hard were more exciting than Audi's soft. Yeah, because Audi were showing everything they had. Racing Bulls did not. Everyone on track. I mean, there's 3 minutes left. Let's see if anyone can get one. Autopilot and keep Antonelli. I mean, you're risking it. I don't know if Antonelli recovers enough in the race if he loses qualifying, but he would if you had not the person who wins the race. Oh, this really does open it up now. You know what? I was very adamant. I was like, no negative, no auto. Actually, I'm still on no negative, but I was very adamant on no autopilot. But I very much see the point of autopilot now. Yeah, this could be big. Why the hell can I only see? Let me get this up on my side monitor. Yeah, let's see. Right, we've got 3 minutes for everyone to show what they've got. Please put in some good actual lap times, everyone. Please. Otherwise, I'm going to be dying inside because we need as much as we can to get away. Also, thank you all so much for subscribing to the channel, by the way. We've seen some massive growth for, yes, exactly, -5 for no quality as well. We've seen some massive growth over the channel. So thank you all so much. I think we've gone up like 400, 500 subs in the last week or something. Incredible. So thank you all so much for that. I really do appreciate it. And here we go. Norris. Right, everyone, let's take it easy. Let's go over to the live timings for the last 3 minutes of FP3. Okay? Norris is on a fast lap. 2 minutes to go. What can he do? This is big for Norris because we haven't seen anything from him this entire weekend, and I'm not even considering him right now. Let's see if he can change our minds. I don't think he can. Right. He's just about to finish the first sector, and it is 3/10 off. Yeah, Norris still not anywhere near what I'm considering. It's Russell. Please pan over to Russell. This is what we're more interested in. Russell has gone a 10th quicker than Leclerc, but actually slower than his best in Sector 1. Okay, Russell seems to be going pretty decent. This is so huge for the rest of the weekend. I also don't know why it's still stuck on Hamilton being top over here. Let's get that all refreshed for you. Russell 4/10 quicker than Leclerc. Okay, this could be absolutely insane. Yeah, no, maybe we do go Mercedes constructor if they're this quick and Antonelli's at the back. Antonelli, curse you. Right, I'm not going to get ahead of myself. Let's see if Russell can finish this lap and see what time he's putting in. Norris doesn't look like he's putting in anything good. I mean, I've sort of also just told myself what the time is. Russell has just gone 8/10 quickest. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, this changes everything. Jesus. Well, what can the Ferraris do? Yeah, Lannister. Russell, Leclerc, Ferrari, Behrman, Limblid, Bortoletto. I like that team very, very much now. Although, maybe I would go with... Maybe I'd double up on a lot of Racing Bulls if I could do that. But yeah, Piastri, he doesn't have the minerals. No one has the minerals to show what they've got against Russell. And I'm sorry, no way is everyone sandbagging this much in FP3. There is big traffic for Bortoletto though. 15 seconds more to go in this live. Not my live, in the FP3. Hamilton puts in a good lap again. This is what I'm saying. Hamilton's coming out of nowhere and he's showing pace. Why can't Leclerc just show pace? This is really, really frustrating. Piastri is not showing anything. This is what I thought would happen. I didn't think McLaren had it in them. I mean, Red Bull haven't even been on our radar so far. This is incredible. But yeah, I think that's pretty much sums it up. We've got to go with Russell, don't we? We really have to go with Russell. I mean, look, Verstappen's even gone... I mean, I don't think it matters too much right now, but Hadjar's keeping up with Verstappen. All right, that is it, everyone, on FP3. The live timings will start coming up. That is huge. That is huge. And in a positive sort of light, it is positive. Behrman and Ocon split the Racing Bulls. This is incredible, by the way. Audi, so Bortoletto, Behrman, Lindblad, Lawson, Ocon, Hulkenberg, they're all neck and neck right now. That's incredible. So it really does look like you could pick Haas, Racing Bulls, or Audi, and you're sitting pretty. Although Haas look the best reliability-wise. Would it be Russell with Ferrari and Bulls then? Yeah, it looks like it, honestly. It really does look like that might be the play. I mean, are there any other... I mean, Hadjar didn't look terrible. Hadjar did not look terrible. Fifth for Hadjar would be okay. But it'd just be if Ferrari were actually fighting for a chance. So Francois asked, does Driver of the Day chance give any boost to picking Piastri? Yes, it does. It does give Piastri the differential option to be choosing him. But he really needed to be top again for me to go near him. I didn't really trust the McLaren pace. And I do think if Piastri is still only third, I think if Piastri's challenging for the win, he might get Driver of the Day, but that's about it. Bar that, I don't think we're going to be seeing Piastri on many teams. And I think realistically, yeah, I know. That's what I'm annoyed about as well. That's why I've never really thought about Hadjar, because he is just in such a rubbish no man's land. So, right, let's... Antonelli had a big crash, so we don't even know if his car's going to be ready for qualifying. Highly doubt it, unless Mercedes completely ramp it up. Yeah, like... That is not good for Antonelli. For his championship, it actually might work out for us F1 fantasy wise. So let's make a Mercedes team. How would you fit in Mercedes and Russell? You can't. That's the issue. You just can't. All right. So you have two options here. Okay, you have two options. You could either go Mercedes with Racing Bulls. I'm still going to go Racing Bulls over Audi. I still have more faith in them. Let's go over to our big dogs. But I mean, I'd have to drop these guys down. Sorry, give me a minute to make the team. Yeah. We could go Lawson. Yeah, not to triple up. We could go up to Bortoletto. Right. So we have this sort of situation now where we could go... If we want Mercedes as constructor, we could go with the Ferrari drivers. But now, you know what? This is where we use my trusty tool, F1 Fantasy Tools. If any of you don't use F1 Fantasy Tools, use them. It is looking very, very good. Yeah, that's the issue, innit? I'm completely agreeing with you. Alexa, kitchen light on. Okay. Cheers, boss. Thank you, Nicholas. For Ferrari Mercedes team, it is still good, but you block yourself if anything goes wrong. So I'm leaning a little bit less towards it now. So let's say, right, we really want Russell. Look, because Russell and Mercedes, right? Look at the teams we have to bring in. You have to bring in Hadjar if you want Mercedes and Russell. So here's the issue. So instantly, we're more looking like if we've got Russell, we need Ferrari as a constructor. My bad. I've just... Oh, wait, how many people have I just set off their Alexas for? I've just set off 200 people's Alexas. Oh, sorry about that. Every man for himself when it comes to Alexa. Oh my god, I'm going to do it again. I still think Russell is going to dominate and probably get driver of the day. I do think Russell probably will dominate now after seeing that. I mean, just bloody hell. What were those timings? That was insane. Insane. Yeah, Russell is a clear 2 times now. We have to work around Russell. But right, this is what I wanted to show, right? But for everyone out there, Russell is almost... He's 6/10 clear of everyone. And this was everyone 3 minutes to go on soft tyres. This is everyone pushing. This is as close as we're going to get to quali sims. And yeah, bloody hell. I really needed Ferrari to be a little bit closer than that. Isn't Audi just better than Haas for much cheaper? They're better, but here's the issue, right? What team are you using where you really, really need the money? And also, I'm also team Racing Bulls. If you really need the money, I'd still just always go down to Racing Bulls. From what we're seeing again, where Lindblad and Lawson are, Bortoletto and Hulkenberg, I still very much trust Lindblad and Lawson, who are more consistently paired. Listen, when it comes down to where I look at where I look at constructors and bringing them in, I look very much more at where is everyone consistently. Like Hamilton and Leclerc looked close together. You know they're going to both be in the top 5 and they're going to be pretty good. Russell and Antonelli would have been close together. Bortoletto and Hulkenberg, they are close, but they're not as close as I'd like. Lindblad and Lawson, Behrman and Ocon, they're all close. So this is actually consistent with where their car is. Piastri and Norris, there's a little bit of craziness going on, so we still don't know exactly what's going on. Yeah, I'm in the UK, London-based. Bottas, Perez, they are the slowest. Well, you know, enter Aston Martin. But you know what I mean. Do you think Kimi gets a couple of overtakes? If he starts at the back, Kimi gets back into the top 10 with the pace of that Mercedes. Because we have to remember, right, everyone, these are new regs. So look at the gaps, right? Russell is 5 seconds quicker. 5 seconds quicker than Perez. So, like, it's easy pickings all the way up to... It's easy pickings all the way up to Ferrari if these are the timings that were being shown for Antonelli, even if he was half a second off Russell. So I do think Antonelli is a good option. Now, everyone, I can already tell you, if Final Fix does work, yeah, because this is what we were talking about, right? So how would you make the Final Fix work? So what you would do, but you'd have to drop Lawson down. You'd have to drop Lawson down to a Colapinto. Does that get you money? Yeah. So you'd have to drop down to a Colapinto, right? So everyone, this is actually the team I'm recommending right now. One of the teams. I'll show you the other team in a second. Okay. So we can just keep Antonelli, play it safe, and not Final Fix. If he's not ready for qualifying. This is the main thing on our minds now, everyone, okay? Will Antonelli be ready for qualifying? If not, then we could go over to a Leclerc and get those qualifying points. Then what we could do is Final Fix Leclerc over to Antonelli. Bim, bam, boom. You've got your team ready, locked and loaded. Sadly, we can't really look at Mercedes as a constructor if we want Russell as a 2 times. And Russell right now looks like a clear driver of the day, potential winner. Looks like the fastest lap. Looks absolutely dominant. This is the sort of thing we'd have to go for. This is the sort of way I'm very much looking now. The other possibility is completely sacking that off and going the Mercedes constructor route. If you just want to play it safe and go to Mercedes constructor route, then you'd have to make big sacrifices elsewhere. I thought you could bring in a Mercedes constructor. Not with Haas. My bad. Not with Haas. That's why I was Where are they? Racing Bulls. Well, so basically, all of a sudden, Racing Bulls are the big dogs that we really kind of want to bring into our teams. We have 1 million extra, so we could go Bottas to... Everyone's going to get annoyed at that. So let's say a Hulkenberg, or, you know what, a Lawson. So you have that route as well. Those are the big 2 routes that I could see people taking right now. So you either go Ferrari drivers with Mercedes as constructor, or you go Mercedes drivers and Ferrari constructor. Let's see which F1 Fantasy Tools thinks is the best. So if we go for Mercedes drivers with Ferrari as a constructor, they're expecting about 173 points. Now I know this hasn't been updated yet. This is post FP2, but we can still take a little bit of hint for what exactly we could do. Or we have the Leclerc Hamilton with Mercedes. 155. Yeah, okay. I mean, we'll see what it comes out with after the post FP3 sims. But yeah, I agree, Kuka. Russell P1, Leclerc P2, Hamilton P3. I actually do think it could change a little bit. If Antonelli can't do Q1, final fix might be huge. Yes, you know what? This is the next poll we're going to put in, ladies and gentlemen. Right, that is not what I wanted to put up. My bad. Yes, Tommy2, how are you doing, man? Lovely to see you in the chat. Where is my bleeding? There's my live stream. Oh, don't show that. 350 people, by the way. Thank you all so much for watching this live stream. Make sure to like and subscribe. Right, let me get down to the chat. While and you know what, the fridge is doing a cheeky little freestyle for you all in the background, so don't worry, it's keeping you company while I'm sorting this out. Right, what was I going to show? I've actually just lost my entire train of thought doing that. Yes, the poll. Yes, right, so Leclerc 74%. Okay, people like Leclerc. It's 230 votes as well. Okay, Leclerc is the favourite, so if you wanted to go for a differential, you would go over to the Hamilton look. Let's also, while I'm doing this, show everyone what we can... Yeah, you can't even get their team. What we're considering right now. These are the sorts of teams we're considering, but it'd actually be Russell Leclerc, and you'd switch over. Verstappen worth the cost? Sadly not. Purely for the fact that we just haven't seen anything. Oh, new subscriber. Thank you to whoever subscribed there. Oh man, I can't read that. Still doing a sim racing? Sadly not, because I've had to move back to my family house, and there's not enough room for it in the house, basically. But when I move back out again, which will be about a year or two, I'll probably, I'll get a place hopefully big enough to have the race sim in, because it's a wham piece of equipment. Right, anyway. Thank you, Tommy Two Fish. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Oh, look at it, you also see the little thing. Oh, yes, I will show in a second. Let me get up, not the Discord, the poll ready to go. Right, so, will you play Final Fix, brackets, Leclerc quali points to Ant race points? And I think it is an understandable thing to do, but then do you 2 times them? I don't think that's the option. But I'm interested to see how many people are now thinking of Final Fix, because I love F1 Fantasy, man. Like, how of all of a sudden we're thinking about Final Fixing? This is incredible. I love this game. Right, for everyone out there, these aren't my teams right now. So Zach GP2 engine is legitimately my team. Thank you Kalim Hussein for subscribing. That is my legitimate team. Let's now head over to another team we could make, and I'm struggling. I really can't see another way. Whoa. I am considering Piastri, but he didn't show us enough. In FP3, and it would be a differential team. What do you think about 2 times Russell, Leclerc, Behrman, Lindblad, Lawson with Ferrari and Bulls? The clock is past 4 in Norway now, mate. I need some sleep badly. Go get some sleep, mate. That is a half-decent team. All I would say is, can you Final Fix Leclerc over to Antonelli? If so, yeah, you should be doing all right. Awesome. Thank you for being in the chat. Everything is very, very good. I'm about halfway through my first coffee. I might only need 1 coffee, you know. Time is flying We've been live now for a bleeding hour. Thank you all so much for watching. Bear in mind, I don't know what's going on because my multi-stream says there's 40 people watching, but I go over to YouTube and there's 275. So, yeah. Just a thumbs up. So how many points could Kimi recover it actually be? So let's say Kimi starts P22. Instantly. Well, I try my best. Instantly, he's starting 22nd. So he'll get up to minimum P9 without a doubt in my head. Without a doubt in my mind. Oh, who has just subscribed? Lexicon Devil, thank you very much for the subscription. I guess it sort of is that. But yeah, so P22 to P9. Oh bloody hell, we're getting through these subs like no man's beeswax. That is Samuel, thank you for the sub. 22 to P9. That is, correct me if I'm wrong, and 13 points on positions gained. Overtakes, let's just keep it simple and say overtakes made another 13. That's 26 points instantly. So I think minimum Antonelli's going to get around 20 to 30 points from this. It then comes into, will he get driver of the day? Will he get fastest lap? You never know because he might be on an alternate strategy. This all does come down to if he's actually starting in quali or not. If he just starts in quali, yeah, and the car's fine, all we do is switch over Leclerc, to Antonelli. That's all we'd really have to do. You'd just keep it like that, and you'd go round and round and round. My team is Ferrari, Audi, then Russell, Antonelli. Yeah, good. It very much looks like maybe in a couple of race weekends. The reason for that is I've just got no time for it at the minute. Like 2 seasons ago, I was still in uni, so I could get away with waking up on a Monday and just saying some random person's name 5,000 times or for a challenge or whatnot. But I actually work now, so there's no time to do this silly shenanigans. Is running to be a constructor the budget play? So 2B tier constructors is the budget, is like the heavy budget way, right? The only issue with that is like you're just getting no points at this point. Follow me over to the statistics from last year, okay? McLaren, Mercedes, Red Bull. Don't know why it's not showing Ferrari. Ferrari, Mercedes, Red Bull, and McLaren. Look at the gap between Williams, 5th, and Ferrari alone. Thank you, Jessica, for the sub. Alone, that's 20.5 points, yeah? And that's not even the best second A-tier constructor to have. Williams to Mercedes, 25 points. Williams to Red Bull, almost 30 points. Williams to McLaren, it's almost a 50 bleeding point difference. So, yes, you will get budget increases tremendously if you go for 2 B-tier constructors, but the points don't match that 0.3 million increase. Because what we're saying, yeah, even if we go from Williams to Ferrari, yeah, we're saying that 0.3 million in budget increase is worth 20 points. And I just don't think that's true. 20 points is worth a lot more than 0.3 million of an increase. I would say for every 0.3 million increase difference, I would say you're looking at minimum. By the way, subs are coming in like no man's beeswax. Thank you, Quebec. Thank you so much for subscribing. I also missed another one. I can't scroll down to it. I'm sorry if I missed your name. It was something. Yeah, so that's why we go budget-wise 1 A-tier constructor with 1 B-tier constructor, because we still need to bring in the points. We can't have that buffer too much. Otherwise, once we get these big teams, there's too much of a gap to come back on. And actually, we found out that last year where if you budgeted too heavily on one side, yeah, you just ran out of races to make it up again. Won't Piastri get an extra 10 points for driver of the day possibly? Yes, he would. And you know what? So, final fix, 66% no. I'm actually interested then. So, if 66% of people say no to the final fix, who is your second A-tier driver? Because for me, that would mean people are starting Antonelli. But right now, it looks like it's Antonelli versus Leclerc for, I'm going to chuck in Piastri as well. So people will be doing Piastri as well, won't they? And you know what? For the shits and gigs, I'll put in Hamilton in there as well. So who is your second A-tier driver? Because I think we can all pretty much agree, we've all decided now, Russell looks too clear-cut to not be having him as your 2 times A-tier option. Thank you so much, Rick Raymond, for the sub. These are coming in insanely fast as well, by the way. Can we hit 3,800 today? I would be surprised, but it would be quite a nice present, it would. Oh, bloody hell, it's 3,765 subs. Maybe we can. Yeah, let's see how this goes. Yeah, I mean, so what? So people are saying they wouldn't final fix, they'd just keep Leclerc in from the sounds of it. Because, I mean, we'd see from quali. Because I also agree, if you went Leclerc, right, yeah, you could easily run this team and have like Leclerc comes on pole, you just leave it and then you go. But if we do get a situation of Antonelli doesn't start and then he's at the back of the grid, are we risking it for a chocolate biscuit? Oh, I love a bleeding risk it for a chocolate biscuit. I mean, I almost broke all of mine. Today's chocolate biscuit of choice is the Giant Neos. Zach GP, sponsored by Audi. Is it even Audi? It might be Lidl. Yeah, it's Lidl. Sorry about that. What would be your plan from Russell, Leclerc, Ferrari, Behrman, Lindblad, Bortoletto to China? Simply, if the budgeting all looks good and nothing goes wrong, thank you very much for the sub, Victor. If nothing goes wrong budget-wise, then we have a chance to Limitless. I'm not even kidding. Maybe I don't Limitless just because it's the second race of the season and we're still like, let's see how many DNFs we get for the first race. Also, by the way, I haven't mentioned this, but yeah, do you like my strategy for the Zach GP anti-league? 3-time Stroll. He's going to be the GOAT, by the way. Zach GP worst team. No one is beating that. Right, all of you are not allowed to copy it, all right? Unless you already had it. Where was I? Right, yeah. So we'd either Limitless, potentially, if the budget increases all looked okay. But more realistically, we're just going to go for the change our B tier drivers for the Limitless. Not the Limitless. Change the B tier drivers to the drivers that end up with the best budget building, whoever ends up that being. Because at the end of the day, we have the money to switch that around. We could change out Russell. We could change out Leclerc. We could change out Behrman. We could change out a lot on this team as well. So that's fine. I know, the green team. We don't have Sauber anymore, so we can't make the full green team. But, that was a banger back in 2025. I have 3 times Stroll, 2 times Alonso already, with the rest say Sainz instead of Colpillo. Honestly, I might have to go Sainz as well, because he was having a stinker in FP3 with some reliability stuff. Well, here's the thing, right? I don't know who to put for that 5th spot in the worst team, because all of them are like, thank you, Liam, for the sub. All of them forfeit, eat 10 pounds of chocolate biscuits. I thought this was supposed to be a bad thing. What's going on? I'd happily do that. Yeah. Oh, maybe I'm not taking F1 Fantasy seriously enough. I almost said FPL. We're not playing football. Who is my second A-tier driver right now? From A-tier... second A-tier driver or constructor, Yannick? Right, actually... Right, let's go back to legit F1 Fantasy, yeah? I'm going to switchly change around my teams because I should have the Russell Leclerc team as my first team. Even though I know it doesn't actually matter this year which way round it is, I still just want that. So where would it be? It would be down to Racing Bulls. Yeah, I'm still... You know what? After this poll, I'm going to ask Haas versus Racing Bulls versus Audi. Where is everyone sat there? Because I'm team Racing Bulls right now. Team Haas, if you're going for the Ferrari route with Ferrari assets. Team Racing Bulls, if you're trying to get Russell 2 times, which should be the 2 times here. And then where are my guys? Where you got Lindblad. No, it wasn't Lindblad. Was it Lindblad? Yeah, it was Lindblad. It's a triple. It's a triple. I don't like that. I do not like that one bit. What was it? It was... I can't even remember what I had. Was it Hulkenberg? Was it Bortoletto I had? Bloody hell, I'm getting like serious. No, it was Colapinto, wasn't it? It was Lindblad and Colapinto. Yes. That's what I did want on my first team. Let me switch it around a little bit. Lindblad and Colapinto. I'm fine with that. And then that also means we get to have the lovely Esteban Ocon, who looks half decent in that Haas. Yeah, I'd be fine with that. So that would be what my first team is. But bear in mind, we're actually going over to Leclerc. If Antonelli doesn't look good for qualifying, then we could potentially final fix. Bortoleto and Ocon actually looks half decent, by the way. If you have... Right, so... Let's give the Zach GP rundown in the budget builders, okay? Bortoleto and Hulkenberg, the Audi duo, they look pretty tasty right now. I'm completely fine with them. If we head over to the live timings, as you can see, Bortoleto 8th, 9th, Hulkenberg 14th. They're all in pretty much that range of the 5th, 6th, 7th fastest team. Really, really unhappy with Alpine, by the way. I don't know what's happened with Alpine, but it just hasn't worked their way. But because of that, Bortoleto and Hulkenberg, very good choices. We're completely fine with that. You also have Lindblad and Lawson. I'm extremely happy with those two. Racing Bulls look incredible right now. Easily up there for my budget building options as well. And then Behrman and Ocon as well. Right now, B tier driver-wise, Ocon, Behrman, Hulkenberg, Lindblad, Lawson, Bortoleto are all my favourite options. You can still go with Colapinto, Bottas and Perez, but those are getting weaker on the weaker side. And then, in what... Hang on, let's have a look. Is there a world you don't pick Russell to snag better midfielders? Honestly, right now, no. I don't think so, because who are the better midfielders here, right? So let's head over to I've only got one team on the show at the minute. Why Colapinto or Bortoleto? So that we can final fix over to Antonelli, if that is the play. I'm okay sitting back on that and seeing how that pans out for the rest of the weekend if Antonelli isn't a play. If Antonelli is ready for qualifying, we just go Leclerc to Antonelli. If he's not, I'm ready to happy sit there with Leclerc and Colapinto instead of Antonelli and Colapinto, and then just playing it by ear from that point. Double V cars drivers with Hack and Constructor also looks good. Can we get to that with Russell? Oh, my coffee's gone cold and that is strong. Eesh. No wonder I'm bouncing off the walls. Yeah, so it would make sense for Bortoleto to go over Colapinto if you were playing legitimately Leclerc. So for everyone out there, so actually for the 56% of people who are going Leclerc, yes, Bortoleto over Colapinto, 100%. But if you're like me and you're even just considering final fixing, that's when we keep him with Colapinto, I think. I'd be fine with that. Yes, I have Audi over Racing Bulls, so I'd reckon the Ocon Behrman gap isn't big enough to go Racing Bulls. Actually, let's get that poll going. But yes, okay, so 56% of people are going Leclerc as the second A-tier driver, which is interesting. Antonelli, 20%. Yeah, let's see how that all works out. Right, that's a Q&A, not value. If you consider you should 2 times Leclerc, I don't think there's a world now that we 2 times a Ferrari asset. If we head back to the live timings, obviously, yeah, all right, cheers for that. Let's show the... Please, show me the FP3 results, please. So if we have a look at FP3 results, it's just, by the way, right, let me show you guys something, okay? Because this is what's so important about it. FP3 doesn't lie. And you might be thinking to yourself, Zach, you're a waffler. FP3, it doesn't mean that much. Let's just head over to 2025, okay? If I can actually get there, okay? Let's head over to 2025's. Yeah, one George lap, but you've got to remember, Julian, the entire session was like that. The entire session was full of red flags, full of yellow flags. So this is the best we're going to get. Sorry, my bad. Yes, you could do that, but if Russell ends up winning this, he gets driver of the day, and he gets fastest lap. So I think Russell still ends up with more points. Wait, sorry, Julian, am I misunderstanding you there then? Right, anyway. If we head over to FP3 on 2025, Piastri, Russell, Verstappen. All of these top three. Oh, right, yeah. I get you, Julian. I get you. You're putting Russell even higher up. Yeah, I get you. Yeah. 100% agree. That's why Russell looks so good at the minute. Last season, bar Norris, where he was around over here, so maybe Norris can actually pull something out of the bag because he's done this again this year. Piastri, Russell, Verstappen were all fighting for the podium. Russell, P4, yes, and he probably wouldn't have got a podium if Piastri didn't do his shenanigans, but they were all there or thereabouts. So we can take the FP3 results with quite a big glance, because these three will most likely be fighting for the podium. 100%. Now, I'm not saying Verstappen, Piastri, Norris, Antonelli won't be, but if we're looking at 2025 over to 2026 in the best possible situation we can, because that's the only way we can really compare the two, we can take away that if you come first place in FP3, you're going to be fighting for the podium, and that is good enough for me to get in the instant 2 times on our options. Right, let's make the second team, by the way, because I still don't know where I stand with the second team. I think on the second team I would go. I'd keep it pretty simple, and just go Antonelli, and keep with the Haas, and maybe go over to Hulkenberg, and then up to Lawson. I think I'd play it quite simple. Times 2 Leclerc, see where Antonelli takes us, and go from there. Think those are my 2 teams right now for everyone out there. Oh, sorry, I forgot to start the poll on Behrman over Ocon. Yes, I would do, and I can do. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, I can do. Thank you for pointing that out. I can do that, and we're still fine. Wrong team I did it on. Behrman. Yeah, we can do that, and we've still got enough to go Antonelli. Yeah, my bad, yeah. I almost missed that. Thank you very much. Start poll. So who is our favourite B tier constructor, okay? Who are you going to use as your B tier constructor? Haas. And I think Haas has gone down on the pecking order for people now, just because it's so much harder to put them into our teams. Haas, Racing Bulls, not Racing Bucks, and, drumroll please, Audi. I still am not a big fan of Audi, just because I think Racing Bulls is cheaper and you're getting the same bang for your buck. It's only if maybe you had triple Racing Bulls asset and you were like, oh, okay, maybe let's switch it up for Audi. If Kimi starts from 22nd, you wouldn't final fix to him. I would, Yusuf. So that's the whole point. Yeah. So if Antonelli doesn't take part in qualifying, Team 1 would final fix Leclerc over to Antonelli. Isn't Audi best option money-wise? Not really. B tier constructor-wise, if we go over to the budget building, it does not matter. As in, Haas, Racing Bulls, even Cadillac are going to get more than 8 points. So they're all going to go up 0.6 million no matter what, unless they have, touch wood, and I am touching wood right now, my table, unless there's a double DNF. Like, let's reload it. Look at Australia, okay? You really need to have a terrible race weekend. Terrible to not even go up 8 points. Of course, last time out with the wet weather, it was possible. But even Williams and Haas were still getting over 8 points in bad race weekends. So it should be fine. Yeah, it's been killing me. I think the 0.3 makes enough of a difference. What, go Racing Bulls over Audi or Audi to Racing Bulls? Is triple Racing Bulls worth running? Yes, it is. But again, if I was worried about triple Haas, another level on worried about triple Racing Bulls, because they're slightly less reliable. Do you guys like Bernie Collins? Bernie Collins is the GOAT. She always comes in with brilliant analysis. I feel Audi is much better than Racing Bulls. Well, I'm interested to hear that. Why is everyone so feeling that Audi's better on Racing Bulls? Because from what I've seen so far, they're very, very, very closely tied. I get if you come in and say, they have Hulkenberg, who I think is a better driver than Lawson and Lindblad, I could understand that point of view. But I actually, you know what? I kind of do understand that. Yeah, if you're thinking about it, Hulkenberg is a better option to have in a team. But I also still think Racing Bulls is a safer option. I mean, who's your BTA constructor going to be? I think, though... I think from what we've seen... Yeah. Trusted drivers, yeah. That's what I thought would be the situation people were talking about. Yeah, 50% of people are going Racing Bulls, by the way. 50%. Also, 320 viewers, by the way. Thank you all so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you're enjoying the live stream. I will be getting over to team uploads, so I'll show you on my Discord right now. There are... On the ZachGP Discord, I'll put a link down below. There are teams right now where I'm going to be showing them soon. Be prepared. But I'll send a link to all of that if you want to send over your teams, just so it's not in the chat and we can actually have a big look at it, if that tickles your fancy. And hopefully that bleeding link works. Also, yeah, the cat. Oh, yes, that was why. Yes, because it keeps on clipping back to my home screen. Yeah, very silly goose he is. Right, where's my league? Where's my league? My league is here. This is the ZachGP League. By the way, we have over like 500 people in the league now. This is actually insane. Let's just take a little detour over there. 517 teams, by the way. Thank you all so much for the support on that. We've also got the ZachGP Anti-League. Insane, by the way, because I'm pretty sure in 2024 when I was last solo and not with FanAmp, it was only, I think we got to 700, 800 teams the entire season. So thank you all so much for that. I mean, let's just have a look at the subscriber count for now, because we've got so much time to get through this. I mean, we're up to 3,770 subs. Insane. I think we might get to 3,800 today, which would be fucking incredible. What's your plan for China from your current team? The plan is, if these are the BTA drivers to go for, pretty much absolutely nothing. Just stick it through. Go for the budget building options. But I mean, that's the plan no matter what. Budget building options, if we need to transfer them over. If we don't need to transfer over, then potentially looking at a limitless. But again, I think I might just hold my horses on that. Again, we've got so much of a season to go. We don't need to worry about it too much. Agreed. How are you working out your BTA driver loadout? We can join your league after race. Yeah, you can join it whenever you want. I'm pretty sure it's just an open league code, and it adds your points no matter what. How am I working my BTA driver loadouts? Right, so first of all, I'm trying to keep it to a sense of I need to have some leeway in, okay? So it'd be a shame to drop someone like Behrman, but because I have someone like Behrman, I have the leeway to have 14 million in the bank if something goes wrong, and then I can go boom, boom, these two are the best. Oh, thank you for the sub, Jason. These two are the best, we can move over to them, depending on budgets, of course. But having a half-decent BTA driver loadout sounds like a Call of Duty game. Makes it so that we can easily have good flexibility. We can also move around Leclerc to Hamilton. We'd also drop down Russell if Antonelli looks good. Both of these teams have pretty good flexibility. I mean, we could even drop down Haas to Racing Bulls or something like that if we really need to. But yeah. How do I pin actually my league code? Let me pin my league code for you. Pin message. There we go. Thank you, Surfinite for the Twitch follow. Because yeah, actually, this is the really cool thing that I've got going on right now. I'm actually live on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok, and I'm surprised TikTok actually lets me go live because I thought you needed over like 1,000 followers on TikTok, but apparently not. Hulkenberg over Behrman? No, on the triple Haas situation, I'd drop down Ocon to Hulkenberg, but I would never get rid of Behrman. I think Behrman is so vital, and basically you can see on these teams, basically the gist of it is don't have Cadillac, don't have Aston Martin, don't have Williams, and if you really have to, you can bring in Alpine. Who just said when are the FP3 sims coming out? Normally they come out in about an hour's time, because we've got about an hour and a half till the deadline, so it shouldn't be too bad. Why is it better to do an A-tier constructor and B-tier instead of just two? So, right, here's the thing. Points-wise, technically it's not. Let's show you the difference between the points that you could get. So if you went, let's just keep in this team. If you went for the Russell build, that's 174 points. Whereas if you went for Mercedes Ferrari, oh no, never mind. Right now it's saying it would be less points. I was going to say it would end up giving you more points. But this is what I'm looking at more, okay? Expected price change. Minus 0.28 to, if we go back to the teams we were looking at, a positive 0.5. This is what we're talking about when we come to why having 180 constructor at the start of the season is better than having 280 constructors. Purely for the fact that we need to be bringing in these safe budget increases, and when you have 2A constructors, you're bringing in the worst of the B tier drivers, right? So look at these drivers we're having to put in: Perez, Colapinto, Lindblad, Lawson, good, but Perez, I just have no faith in that Cadillac right now after what we saw in FP2. We didn't see enough of them in FP3. I mean, Aston Martin's not even an option, so that's why we're a little bit worried. Because also, the teams, like, you can't move around from that. If Lawson has a DNF, there's nothing you can do to change that other than wildcarding out of it. So you're stuck in that minus 0.6 until you get out of it. Whereas the other teams where you just have Ferrari, and let's say, this team, with Behrman, Lindblad, Lawson, you have the money to move around all of those B tier assets to the ones that are going to budget increase in China. So that's why we normally have a little bit more leeway going 1A constructor compared to 2A constructors, and that's where our head is around right now. For the final fix, if you drop Leclerc to Hamilton, you can get Bortoletto instead of Colapinto. That is true. And is that enough? Is that 1 point difference enough? Yeah. So basically, TSSE brings up a brilliant point. The money gainers are going to get real expensive really quick. Value is for people you think will not need to change for like 5 races, and they become 9 million assets. Yeah, in a sense, what he is saying, right? Because, right, let's say Behrman is one of the increases this race weekend, and he has a 15-point race weekend, and he's going to be going up in Australia, China, Japan. That 1.8 million instantly puts him over 9 million, and any team that started with 2A constructors, instantly, you're getting nowhere near to that, and you're already locked out of that, and you're having to deal with these lower barrel B tier drivers. I actually think the moving point to the 2A constructor builds is earlier on in the season than last year, but we still have to start with the 1A constructors to make sure we have this leeway to move around our teams, to not get ourselves stuck in a hole, because you can get stuck in that loop of just having to take minus 0.6s because you can't move your team around. So that's, again, that's why we're not really looking at those sorts of teams in a similar manner. Also, by the way, 50% are going Racing Bulls. I think that really does show that people are going Russell now, doesn't it? You know what? We've got to ask, don't we? We have to put a poll out. Who is everyone going for? Who is your 2 times option? Russell. This is going to be a clean sweep, innit? I really do think. Russell, Antonelli, Leclerc. Can I put 5 options? I can't. Hamilton. I'm going to put Leclerc and Hamilton together so I can fit in Piastri here. So realistically, those are the ones everyone's looking at. By the way, I mean, I do think this is going to be... Mate, you haven't included Alonso? Well, here's the thing, right? Some assets in the game are just overpowered, and we've all decided collectively as a group that we're just not going to go near Aston Martin, just because it'd be unfair if everyone went Aston Martin. I just don't think it would be fair for the system, you know. We have to make it at least a competitive game, and if we're all running Stroll and Alonso, it's a 1-2 every single race weekend. Why'd you prefer Leclerc over Hamilton on Team 1? Well, I actually preferred Hamilton. Ouch, I just hit myself on the radiator. I did prefer Hamilton, and I'm just starting to doubt myself, because everyone is talking about Leclerc, and I do agree we could go like this. We could. Someone put it. I mean, yeah, we could. I mean, I don't like why it's put Hamilton down there because I like having it in an. You know what? Let me change that. That doesn't look right. Let me get Hamilton in first. And then Bortolao. You could do this. No, hang on. You couldn't do that. Yeah, you'd have to. You'd have to drop down. No. Yeah, okay, no. Never mind. Then we won't even be going anywhere near that. That's fine. We don't have to worry about that. I thought we had to worry about something. It doesn't have to. I think I'm going Max and Leclerc. What do you think? Oh, I just think we can't look away. Again, I'm going to show the live. I just think we can't look away from Russell right now. If Russell doesn't end up being in the top 2 on this race weekend, what should I do if Russell doesn't come in the top 2? Because he just looks way too good. Leclerc was talking about the Mercedes race pace alone. Now we've seen their quali pace looks pretty good. So it's just like the loss of points between the top end does not matter in the first race. You're arguing maybe 10. Yeah, you are correct. Yeah, and you could put a leeway into. That's why if you're going budgeting to make sure you can bring in the best B-tier drivers. Why Franco over Liam Lawson? Well, here's the thing, Push. Yeah, we're all talking about final fix right now. This gives us the leeway if Antonelli, right, by the way, so let's keep F1 on the loop because we need to figure out if Antonelli is going to be starting or not. Because look at this crash, by the way. This is what we're talking about. Now, why is everyone asking me to eat stuff? Is that just the thing? Is Hadjar a good option? Sadly, no. Just because if we head over to the budget builder, he could get 0.6 million, but I don't have faith in him getting over 90. It's a risk him even getting over 14 points, which is the worry. So I would say stay clear of Hadjar for now, unless you really, really want to go to Mercedes constructor. Because the only solution to having Mercedes as constructor is if you went like this. Zooby, zooby, zoo. Zooby, zooby, zoo. And then you could go Racing Bulls, Ocon. You could have a team like this, right? This is the only way you get in Russell with Mercedes. And do I trust Hadjar enough? Like, you know, Leclerc is going to be at least fighting for this win. Hamilton's going to be fighting for a podium. Antonelli's going to be fighting his way through the field. I just think Hadjar's going to be sticking around 6th to 9th. And then it doesn't really do much. It is a risk, but I think because of how well Final Fix worked last year, our idea of the chip has been skewed quite a bit, in the sense that because a lot of us got Piastri over to Verstappen Final Fix, where Piastri ended up DNFing and Verstappen ended up winning. We're all thinking Final Fix needs to be like this 100+ point. Hey, we love to see it, by the way. We love to bleed and see it. Yeah, give some love to everyone live at the minute because I believe, if I'm correct, I can't see what's going on. So I believe I've got 309 people watching. We got Ewan who's live. We've got Rob who's live. We've got Rain who's live. And we're just waiting for FanAmp to go live, obviously, who I used to be partnered up with. And yeah, give some love to everyone in the community. We bloody love this shit, don't we? What was I even talking about before? Was I talking about Final Fixing? Yeah, so Final Fix is a good chip if you get 20+ points from the chip. So I just think we got a little bit skewed on how well that chip does overall. So I'm completely fine using it. I'm kind of just hoping Antonelli is fine for qualifying and we don't have to dick about with this. It does make it easier because I just don't want to take that -5. You know what I mean? Like, it really would be annoying to take that straight away. Why'd you break off from FanAmp? Nothing. No issues with them. Just wanted to continue solo on the Zach GP channel because over with them, all of my F1 Fantasy stuff was focused on FanAmp, and this channel was 80% F1 Fantasy. So this channel just took a hit in what I was actually doing on it, and I just wanted to focus back on my own stuff. But still love them. I'm still probably going to make some guest appearance with them every now and then. What about Russell, Leclerc, Lindblad, Lawson, Bortoletto, Ferrari, Haas? I didn't even consider that. Can you actually get to Haas on these teams? So, where Russell, Leclerc, Lindblad, Bortoletto... Lawson. Yeah, okay, you could do that. It depends. Like, do you think there's enough of a difference between... Oh, by the way, 78%, 2 times Russell right now. What is going on? What do you rate no negative? I rate a good no negative with saving a DNF, basically. So, again, 20 to 40 points difference in chips. What's the plan if Antonelli's fine for qualifying? Just bring him in. That's literally the plan. Just bring him in if he looks fine for qualifying. What was I going to show? The team, yes. Where was the team? Russell, Leclerc. Yeah, Lindblad, Lawson, Bortoletto, and Haas. Yeah, you could do that. You could. It's just the other way round. You'd be stuck on definitely having Leclerc, so you'd have to have Leclerc as your 2A driver next up to you, which isn't an issue. No, actually, you know what? No. I take this team off the cards, actually. You know how we were talking about flexibility? There is zero flexibility in this team. If Lindblad, Lawson, or Bortoletto all have bad race weekends, you can't move away from this team. You'd have to drop Racing Bulls and hope that you only get 1 DNF. Yeah, actually, I would not recommend that purely for the flexibility of it. You do not want to end this race without at least 1 million. Yeah, realistically, first race of the season, I'm actually going to put it out there and just say you don't want to end this race below 100 million, basically. That is the plan for us going forward, and just hope for the best. Yeah, if that is legit the thing. If shit goes wrong, GG. not legitimately, but no Merc as a constructor. Yeah, sadly, because you can't really fit in Merc as a constructor. There's not much you can do. How are we overtaking overtakes? Well, here's the thing. I don't know. I really don't know yet. We're just going to have to wait and find out what happens, because we haven't seen these regs with people racing. So we don't know what's going to happen. So this isn't really something I can factor in, and it's annoying I can't. But it's something I can factor into China, but I'm just as much of in an unknown as to everyone else here as to how the overtakes will work out, which is annoying. But I'm assuming we'll have maybe not better overtakes, but more overtakes, which could bring in the B tier constructors, which could be pretty good, but only time will tell. I mean, the only issue with Racing Bulls is actually the quali sim looked a lot better than the racing sims. But I mean, from last year's, we know how temperamental that stuff can actually be. Do I actually trust the race sims? Absolutely not. They're normally full of shit. I mean, they've got McLaren as the top dog right now on quali and race sim, and I don't know if I trust that, considering what Russell just did, and Piastri, his best lap was a second behind. What about triple Ferrari? Not a bad shout, but again, I just don't think we can get away from Russell and just what he pulled out of the bag. We just can't get away from that, can we? Yeah, for me, yeah. It's just something we can't look away from. Leclerc, Russell, Bortoletto, Ocon, Lindblad, and Ferrari and Audi. Zero budget, though. I think zero budget with that team, Julian, is fine, because you have Ocon, who you can get rid of if anything goes wrong, and that gives you enough leeway to mess about with Bortoletto and Lindblad if they have any issues. Same goes for maybe not with Audi, but yeah, it gives you just enough money to dick about with your team just in case anything goes wrong. Russell is Mr. Consistent, yeah, and we've also got Mr. Consistent completely correct. Can you please calculate difference between Leclerc and Antonelli if Antonelli starts from the pits? All right, so let's get my trusted calculator up. Right. So let's say Leclerc has a great race weekend, okay, and he qualifies second. He then finishes the race in second. No positions gained, no positions lost. Let's say, he had a couple of overtakes here and there. Leclerc had 4 overtakes, which is quite nice. This is like the good amount of points Leclerc could get, and he ends on 31 points, okay? So just remember that, 31 points, Leclerc. Antonelli, if you final fixed him over, so let's say Antonelli no final fix and he starts from the back of the grid, okay? So we've got -5. Antonelli, and then we did the best case scenario for Leclerc. It's only fair we do the best case scenario for Antonelli. He gets into, let's say he gets into P6, all right? P22 to P6. That is, quick maths, 16. 16 overtakes, 16 positions gained. Plus potential driver of the day if he gets into that. Plus potential fastest lap if he's on an alternate strategy. So you can already see we're saving a little bit of money here. And I mean, if we add 5 on, that's 32 points. He's already got more points in the race than Leclerc alone. But I do tend to see what you're talking about with the final fix. Is that enough to counter in the final fix? Because it's only about, if we take off, so if we go back to Leclerc's points, right? So 31 minus 8, which is qualifying. So Leclerc would get 28 points in the race compared to Antonelli, who could potentially get 32 to around 52 points. The issue is if Antonelli gets 52 points, very, very good final fix. If he doesn't, yeah. If he doesn't, maybe we don't. But here's the thing, 31 to 32 points, are we taking that risk for a 1 point difference potentially between Leclerc and Antonelli? Maybe not. But that's why I think I'm going to run Leclerc straight up, not worry about Antonelli unless final fix is really, really calling me, and then I could potentially go over to Leclerc. Or Hamilton. Hamilton's not off the cards yet. It's just, yeah, by the way, 200 votes, 75% of people are going Russell as their 2 times. I mean, let's quickly just double check. Have we had any news about Antonelli? I don't think so. Yeah, but is Bortoletto any less risky? I don't really know. Where's what's his face? Chris Medlin. He'll know this. He's a good lad. No, not Chris Kamara. I literally follow Chris Medlin. Yeah, come on. Antonelli versus Piastri on Team 2 for driver of the day potential. If Antonelli started on the back, I would think that Antonelli has the better chance for driver of the day. Because I don't think Piastri's winning. Has Chris said anything about it? Big crash. He's out. No, not anything just yet. But I mean, let's just rewatch the clip, right, everyone? This is what we're talking about with will Antonelli be ready for qualifying? Okay, here's another angle of it. Like, that's a lot of the car. A lot of the car is fucked. If Antonelli starts normally, I just bring him in anyway. So it'd be Russell and Antonelli. So if that happened, I would go straight up, boom, boom. Bob's your uncle. No need to worry. Let's run Australia. And then maybe add 2 times him over here as well. But I don't think he's going to start normally. I mean, we've got an hour and 15 minutes to final fix. Now, people keep saying you can't final fix on the first race, but it's just saying chips can be used after qualifying. It's, yes, Limitless and Wildcard are saying chips can be used for the second race. So I'll be very disappointed in F1 Fantasy. I'll be very disappointed in F1 Fantasy if we can't use it in the first race. And they haven't just specified chip can be used from the second race onward. Because, like, why are they dicking about with it? So let's bloody see if they do. Let's actually go into the game rules again, because this is really not something that we're really up to date on. Because why the final fix on the first race? I have never heard anything so crazy. Where are the chips? No, it wouldn't be here. It wouldn't be here. No, it wouldn't be in here. Where would it be? It'd be in getting started, picking your team. What are the chips? Right. Where is final fix? Final fix. Yeah. Okay, you are correct. We can't even use. Yeah. You can't use final fix. So we've got. Right, they're actually so annoying, man. Like, actually just put the comment in the game like a normal person. You cannot change. Look, this chip is available after your team has completed one whole race weekend. Then why are they dilly-dallying with this bloody wording? What is the point in changing the wording? The day F1 Fantasy just makes the game easy for everyone to understand is the day we're just going to love this. So, yeah, final fix is off the cards, everyone. Unless we have the drama of, well, actually, it comes in and final fix is available and they have just screwed up. But okay, we've cleared that up then. That's good. That actually makes life a whole lot easier as well. Antonelli, get away for now. I think that makes it an easy Leclerc lock-in, doesn't it? For now. At least for me. Yeah, I wouldn't even think to check the FAQ. Like, you know, you go to apply chips, you go, chip can't be used, second race. Chip can't be used till the second race. Chip can be used after the qualifying race. What is a qualifying race, first of all? And then you're like, sweet, okay, so we can use it in the first race. If this becomes available in the first race, you are going to hear the biggest rant from me in my entire life, by the way. I'm just going to be spouting on and off about it. It's the same thing with the what's new. It's like, from this season, we'll only look at the total amount your team changes between Grand Prix when calculating your transfer allowances, not transfer separately. Just show an example. Does Lando and Oscar race today? No. So qualifying's today. The race will be tomorrow. It's still early morning for me, but yeah. So that's how it will go. Just the qualifying today. Well, technically, FP3 is already happening today as well. I've applied autopilot. Ryan, who is your autopilot? Who is it on? Do you trust the Hamilton? Yes, I do trust Hamilton. That is a completely fine option to do. Yeah, like... Bloody hell, man. Yeah, whatever. Whatever, F1 Fantasy, whatever. The Zach GP rant channel's back, by the way. Oh, too funny. Everyone, we are on 3,781 subs. Can we get to 3,800 by the time this live stream ends? I think we can. Bloody hell. What's the likes at? Because I'll go over to some Discord. 69 likes. Yeah, I'm so mature. 71. It's been ruined. Can you please explain the qualifying lap? So basically, there's 3 qualifying sessions. First set of qualifying, the slowest 6 go out. So 22nd, 21st, 20th, 19th, 18th, 17th all go out. Then it's 16th, 15th, 14th, 13th, 12th, 11 go out in Q2. And then the final part of qualifying is the top 10 shootout, and it's all just time limits. You can go for as many laps as you want, but you've got like tire allocations. So normally people go for 2 laps per quali session, and then we see where everyone goes, and then bim bam boom. Yeah, we did check. So you can't do that. Yeah. So you can't final fix, so it does change the strategy a little bit. And I will be having a rant if you can final fix, because why is the wording different? Just say chip can be used from the second race onwards. Just, you know what? No. You know what? Because why would I expect the game to be friendly to everyone? No. Yeah. Bortoletto is an easy lock-in if final fix isn't happening, unless Antonelli is back on the cards. But we're still waiting to see. Has Chris said anything else about this? Can you justify Racing Bulls over Audi real quick? I mean, you see the experience difference from the free practice performance diffs and a possible gain unique for Audi. Racing Bulls cheaper. I think from what I've seen, I never trust the race performance and quali performance. They show it all. Bloody hell, I'm not risking it all for 3 times. So I think that's where my mind's at. You know what? Let's figure this out. Where's everyone sitting on Audi versus Racing Bulls? Because I'd like to see where everyone's head's at on that. I just don't trust the race pace sims from that. Like, they pull them out their arse half the time. It really is true. So yeah, Audi Racing Bulls. It's gonna be a close one. Yeah, we know, Freddie. Don't worry. We checked. Yeah. If we head over to here, it's already been done. Yeah, I was just complaining about the wording. Like, why is the wording different then? It's just in. It's oh my. Why is the wording different for the exact same thing? Who will ever know? Wait, so which lineup do you like better of yours? I prefer my Team 1 lineup. My Team 2 lineup is basically the alternate now. Oh, Julian, you're going to make me move to Audi, aren't you? You really are. No, you know what? Oh, bloody hell. Team 3 is the best. Should win you the VIP passes. Well, you know what? Well, in my head, I was thinking, right, Stroll, yeah. We all know he's the GOAT, right? So, like, in these debates, we have, you know, Hamilton, Verstappen, or Schumacher. But then you can't forget about Stroll. Get him on that bench with the GOATs. Do you think Max Verstappen will win Melbourne? Sadly, no, for all you Max Verstappen fans out there. He just hasn't shown anything. If we head back to the FP3 results, yeah, I think he's definitely never take him off the cards, or never take him off the table, I mean. But Mercedes just looks too quick. And even Ferrari look very consistent right now. Do you think Hulkenberg could be more reliable than Bortoletto? Yes, I do think so. I do think Hulkenberg is the better option over Bortoletto, but it depends where you're going. So you could go for something like this. If you wanted an alternate to what I've got going on here, you could go Hamilton with Hulkenberg. You could do something like this. Thank you very much. Yeah, I haven't... This is just me with my hair completely down because I was not doing my hair for a live stream at 2 o'clock in the morning. I can tell you that. Bloody hell. Ocon and Racing Bulls or Lindblad and Haas? I would go with Lindblad and... it depends. It depends. Is Ocon your only high-valued B-tier driver? Sorry about that as well. I just shook the whole screen when I was moving that. If he's your only high-tier driver, then I'd go Ocon Racing Bulls. If it's you have Ocon and Behrman already, then I would go Lindblad and Haas. So it'd be Lindblad and Behrman with Haas. But if it was Ocon with... he is the only... Yeah, then I would stick with Ocon and Racing Bulls for the flexibility heading into China. What if the final fix rules are just wrong and the app lets you use it? I almost want a team where I plan for that. You say 0.01% chance. Like, I think this is more than a 0.01% chance. I'm going to have the rant ready to go, by the way. If this is available after qualifying, you will be hearing from me. Because why, in what world do they have different wordings for wildcard and final fix? Like, the rules say something, the chip says something else. This, it's F1 Fantasy in a nutshell, really. 81 likes, by the way. Thank you all so much. I feel Hulk is not that much better than Bortoletto just to justify sacking Leclerc. But how much better is Leclerc to Hamilton? That's the thing. I think both of them are going to basically score the exact same points. Racing Bulls, 70%. Okay, so 70% of people saying Racing Bulls. Where... this is going to be so interesting seeing what happens. I very much think out of all of this situation coming into China, whoever looks better out of... See, now, where is everyone getting this big diff from Leclerc? No, Julian, I don't think you're alone on Audi. You are making me consider it because they do have the better drivers out of Lawson and Lindblad. Just, I don't know how much I trust Audi to actually be up there. All testing long, before we got to this point, it was... Oh, yeah, of course. Of course, last year, fair enough. But like, it pretty much is a clean slate. I'm surprised you are set on Russell. It limits so much in the team. Honestly, just because you can have flexibility, and I'm okay downgrading Haas to a Racing Bulls. And Russell just looked phenomenal. It was, I think we did a poll and it was like 75% of people are expecting the 2 times Russell, which is incredible. So Mercedes, Antonelli still a decent option. If Antonelli starts qualifying, potentially, I just think if we're taking the -5, it's not worth the risk on the first race weekend. We're still waiting on whether or not Antonelli will start qualifying. This is going to be the biggest... This is going to be the big situation in it all, isn't it? And I want Chris Medland to clear it up. Please, please, please clear it up. We're not going to know for a while, I don't think. We're not going to know until the first... until quali starts. How likely is Lindblad's DNF compared to the other Haas, Racing Bulls and Audi assets? I mean, because he hasn't really had any moments yet. I'd say he's looking pretty decent. I'm not worried about him. What have I just done here? Oh, there we go. Thoughts on Lawson over Lindblad? Yes, Lawson is the better option. But if you can't afford... don't ruin your 80-year drivers to get Lawson over Lindblad. That's all I would say. Oh, I'm not expecting them to get a podium, though, to be fair. I just want them to be getting a few overtake points, maybe one of them in the top 10, and we'll call it a day, really. And I think that's what we're expecting from Haas or Audi as well. Julian, I'm sticking with Russell 2 times, Leclerc, Lindblad, Ocon, Bortoletto, and Ferrari and Audi. Watch me score negative. No, it's impossible we do worse than Australia 2025, alright? That is the only good thing about this. Haas or Racing Bulls? It depends on who you're running on your team. If it limits... like, if you're really dropping down B-tier drivers, like, I think you need the higher B-tier... Because look at this, right? Yeah. If we did Haas here and we went to Lawson, right? Oh, thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much for the donation, Fraser. Pull up chip rules on stream regarding... Yeah. I'll show it again for everyone. Because it's just F1 fantasy at its finest. I love to nitpick the game. With this situation, right, if we get one DNF, we're fine. We can go Haas and get rid of that, and we have the money available for us. But if we have 2 DNFs in the drivers, we're screwed. And whereas if Racing Bulls happens with that, and we have 2 DNFs in the drivers, we still have the money to change it around. So that's what I'm considering. But, right, so everyone, coming into the final fix, right, it sounds like it's not going to be available for the first race then. But, because we'll go over to the facts. Chip can be used from the second race. Chip can be used from the second race. Chip can be used after the qualifying race. We all love a qualifying race. Don't know what exactly that is, but fair dues. That's all it says there. But then obviously then we head over to the rules. Where are they? And what we found out, because I've actually never looked at final fix in the first race. Here it is. This chip, bloody hell. Where's my... Yeah, here we go. This chip is available after your team has completed one whole race weekend. So why are they changing the wording? It's a very, very weird system they've got. And it makes me consider that they're about to make Final Fix available for everyone. If they did... typical. I don't know how... Yeah. If they did... I'm having a rant. But from the sounds of it, I'm hoping they go off their legit rules instead of what they've put on the My Team Apply Chip section. Now I'm considering Lawson. No, the issue is, right, yeah, I just worry about... We're getting back to that flexibility of... You can't really move your team around if anything goes wrong about that. If you get 2 or more DNFs, you're screwed. Yes, maybe we're probably not going to get 2 or more DNFs, but I'm happy to just stick it out with Behrman and call it a day on that. Yeah, from what we've seen from Lindblad right now, he's looked pretty good, so I'm not saying he won't. Leaning Hamilton? Yep, I think Hamilton and Leclerc. Let's pull that poll up again, you know what, because we need to figure out, don't we? What did the last poll end on? 70% to 29%, 71% to 28% now. 150 votes. That sounds about right. Right, who are we picking over Hamilton and Russell? Because it is pretty close. Hamilton has shown right now... Not Russell, sorry. Hamilton and Leclerc. Hamilton has shown in the practice sessions that he's better, but Leclerc on history from last year was better. So who are we doing? I'm interested to see now what everyone says. Thoughts on doing a team with 2 top constructors? I did like the idea, but let me just show you what happens when we do that, right? So head over to, let's keep that. Let's do that. Bim, bam, bada, boom. Put a pow. Right, so instantly you've either got teams with like Perez, Bottas, Colapinto, Lawson. You could move it around so you have Lindblad, who's slightly better. Basically, with two-way constructors, you are set on this team. There is no leeway in moving your DNFs around. So, I'll get to that in a second, Nixie. So let's say Lawson has a DNF, right? You'd actually be saved on that. No, you wouldn't, because Lindblad would be then higher up. If any of these drivers have a DNF, you have to wildcard out to not get a minus 0.6 again in China. And I just think that's a risk not worth willing to... risk I'm not worth... Bloody hell. A risk I'm not willing to take on the first race weekend. You can tell it's 4 o'clock in the morning, running off coffee. That's a risk I'm not willing to take, because then you're just using wildcard, or you're having to sack off multiple race weekends of budget building just for potentially 10 to 20 extra points in a race weekend, which for me isn't worth it. Zach, what news would make you want Antonelli? Honestly, if he starts, I know it makes more sense in an F1 fantasy term for overtake points, positions gained, but in the first race weekend, I think I'm just going to stick with just keeping it simple and just not risking it. So it's more in the sense of last year, right, Garrett? Last year, we didn't have this situation of we had so little money to work around. Like, we could use wildcard and it'd be fine. Or we could have a budget building option and we'd be fine because we only have one 8-year driver. This year, we're much more limited on what we can do with our teams two-way constructor-wise, because we can get in those two, because we can get in an 8-year driver with the two 8-year constructors easily peasily, like the two top best, Mercedes and Ferrari. And yeah, you're wasting a wild. You can use a wild card, but I just say, yeah. Why is that happening for everyone? I don't know what's going on. Is it a 0 or a 1? I don't know. Hi Zach, thinking about 2B constructors. Here's the thing, right? 2B constructors, you're running too little. So let's say you're running, I don't know, Haas and Racing Bulls, right? I was like, why the hell is it not showing teams? I think you're losing too many points to run something like this. And also, I get having triple driver assets straight up could be a good budget building, like just keeping it chilled. But there's a 0.02 increase in budget options. Whereas if you had Ferrari and Racing Bulls, you've got a 20-ish point jump up in points for a 0.2 difference in budget, potentially, from what F1 Fantasy Tools is predicting. I don't think that's enough of a budget increase to justify a 20-point gap. That's just my opinion on it, though. But that's why I will always go 1A constructor, 1B tier constructor for now. Nixie, sorry, yeah. What was your question? Yeah, I'm still considering that. I'm actually trying to see what the poll is going for that. It might just be safer to go with 30%. That is so low. Sims up. Oh, the Sims are up. The Sims are up, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yes. Okay, never mind. Antonelli's just been given an insane boost. What the? Okay, I think they don't think Antonelli's starting. I have a feeling they don't think Antonelli's starting and they think he's going to get a shit ton of overtake points. Do we risk it? And go Antonelli? Oh, it's such a big risk, you know. Such a big risk. Oh, but that's what it's saying, isn't it? Instantly they're going, yeah, Antonelli, Russell's the way to go. Where's Antonelli Leclerc? No, you know what? No. I just can't justify... Where's Russell and Leclerc? What's the best teams with Russell and Leclerc? I can't justify an 8-point gap for that much. Oh, do I though? Do I? Oh my god, decisions, man. Yeah, it could also affect him very much. Very, very much. He does. I mean, let's... the car was dreadful last year, though, to be fair. What was he doing in FP3 last year? Well, I don't know. He does look better. How far off the pace was Hamilton last year off Leclerc? 0.2. It was pretty close. The link should work at least as well, I believe. Yeah, the link does work at least if you tab on the bloody linked thing. There are 2 sims, one for pit lane, one for normal. Oh, okay. Thank you for showing me that. Where are they? Oh, so this is Antonelli pit lane. Where's the other one? Have they just put it out now as well? Yeah. Okay, perfect. Right, let's justify. Yeah, everyone. I don't think I can justify taking that risk. I don't think I can justify taking that risk for such a little difference in points. How is everyone else feeling about this? So everyone's pretty much... Leclerc's still very much ahead of Hamilton. You know, I think I'm going to put my trust in F1 Fantasy Tools this race weekend. Because they never do us dirty. But... Please just start normally, Antonelli. But here's the thing. I don't think Antonelli gets 19 points if he starts normally. I still think he's within fighting for the top 3. If Russell's half a second quicker than everyone else, Antonelli's still going to be there. Hamilton versus Leclerc. I think Hamilton qualifying pace will be better than last year. I still think he is better than Leclerc in a race. Yeah, it's so close. Yeah, it's so much of a risk for race 1. I'm not kidding you though. I'm gonna be running Leclerc and Bortoletto, yeah? And if I even see that final fix is an option after we've had all of this, I'm gonna be throwing hands. Ladies and gentlemen. Don't know who I'm throwing hands with because I'm sitting behind a screen, but I'll do a little box to box. They also go Lawson over Bortoletto, tripling Racing Bulls. Oh, yeah, I mean, I think I would stick with Bortoletto for now. Just, I'm not putting myself in that triple Racing Bulls. If I was worried about triple Haas, I'm even more worried about triple Racing Bulls. V-Carb Haas, F1 article projects Haas race pace much better. Yeah, so Haas's race pace apparently is going to be much better. But honestly, I think Racing Bulls is like, I think the race pace and quali sims... the quali pace, it's a pile of shit, really. Every single time we looked at it last year, it was just completely not true. I mean, they've got McLaren as the top dog. I mean, hey, I could be completely wrong. We could all be completely wrong, and McLaren come out and come first and second in qualifying. If they did, yeah, bloody hell, I'll eat some loads of chocolate biscuits on the next live stream. But yeah, it's just bloody ridiculous. But yeah, 64% to Hamilton's 36%. I don't know. Let's put a new poll up, everyone. Thank you very much for the sub. Where is it? Alessandro, thank you very much for the sub. Are we gonna hit 3,800 today? I'd be interested to see that. With 13 subs off 3,800, I'd very much appreciate it. Right, so is Antonelli. So bear in mind, this is if he started from the pit lane. Is Antonelli too risky? Because he does get overtake points. He does get all of these big point bonuses. But is it enough to justify risking him being in the pack for the entire race? Well, we've seen on the start straights where battery is depleted, there could be some big crashes. Yes or no, everyone? Yes or no, is Antonelli too risky? I think I am in the no section right now. I just can't justify taking that -5. Oh, thank you, Matt, for the sub. Thank you very much. I think we're going to hit 3,800 today. This is going to be insane. Russell has not gotten driver of the day since 2020. I think it's not worth the extra money, to be honest. But Russell hasn't... What races has Russell won? It was Canada, right? It was Canada and Singapore. Let's go back to 2025 and look at the races Russell won where he didn't get driver of the day. Who got driver of the day in that situation? Oh, I'm having to go back. Thank you very much, Samuel, for the sub. So let's look at Singapore, right? Russell won the race, easy peasy, didn't get driver of the day. Who got driver of the day in the end? Yes, but that was because Alonso had an insane race. Alonso made 10 overtakes, finished 7th. Like, he had a brilliant race. So understandable why Alonso was getting those increases. Go over to Canada. Where is Canada? Canada's always a bad race for us in F1 Fantasy, by the way. So, it's because I still have those 3 races off for when I was showing Antonelli's points. I don't know why I got rid of Canada. I was supposed to get rid of Silverstone. Russell still got 47 points. Even with fastest lap and just the race win, it will be enough points, by the way. That's why I think I'm going for Russell. But Antonelli got driver of the day because he got his first podium. Antonelli's not going to get his first podium anymore. I think Leclerc in second still doesn't get it. I know Russell isn't the favourite, but even Lando last year when he won it got driver of the day, and people barely give him driver of the day anymore. So I think it's enough to be like, yeah, he should be getting that. Are we sleeping on Ferrari triple up? Yes, just because Russell, yeah. I'm going to show FP3 again just because, I mean, I can't get over that gap. Listen, if it was 2 to 4 tenths, I would maybe be thinking something different, but I can't justify not going for Russell when FP3 has shown this. Bear in mind, FP3 was an insane shootout at the end, okay? This wasn't just some like random lap or anything. This was under pressure, everyone putting in the laps they needed to put in. And this is what Russell did. Mr. Consistent. Yeah, I think he's very much in our minds for F1 Fantasy. But I think I'm pretty much happy with my team selections right now. Yeah, what is everyone looking at their teams for right now? Yes, there is two sims for it, and I actually disagree with the normal sim. As in, I think on a normal sim, Antonelli still should be around the Ferrari price range. I don't know why he's so low on the normal sim, because if he does start, he'll still be in the top 5 of qualifying. And then in a race sim, I don't think I can justify that gap when it's just so much on the line. I mean, hey, let's look back at the poll, because I haven't actually been looking at the poll. Is Antonelli too risky? It's 60% to 35%. So it's quite close. Sadly, I can't. Apparently you can't have F1 in your name. It starts getting a little bit dicey. Like, they'll be like, copyright stuff. So I'm not even going to risk it, because if the channel got any bigger, I'd have to change it back to ZachGP again. I mean, we should try to not always copy the sim, because everyone's going to end up with same points, lol. You say that, but a lot of people will be going for differentials. I mean, what is the big team that it's showing right now is Ferrari. Yeah, it's showing it with Antonelli if he started from the pit lane, and normally it's starting with Russell Leclerc. But I actually disagree with Lindblad and Lawson, just because I think you can take that 0.2 difference from Lawson to Bortoletto and build some depth around your team, just in case. Yeah, I'm not risking triple racing bulls, I can tell you what. Actually, you know what? After this poll, I've got to ask everyone, is anyone going to risk triple racing bulls? Because that would just be... For me, that just sounds insane. But anyway, let's go over to some of the team selections that people have put into the Discord. Right, so the first one we have got, let me get it up for everyone, is from Jake. Now, this was before all of the stuff happened today, okay? This was after FP2. Sorry, I'm just seeing myself on the other screen doing the boxing. Now, even after FP3, this is a solid team. It just looks like now Russell is just such an essential to have on the team, isn't he? So it's still a good team. I would still, if you're going for a team like this, I'd risk it for a chocolate biscuit. Yeah, if you're risking it for a chocolate biscuit, Antonelli's the way to go. I'd risk it for a chocolate biscuit and go Antonelli 2 times if I went for a team like this. But realistically, I'd drop down Ocon and increase Antonelli to Russell and call it a day there, and move Haas about. You've been so good to me, Fridge. You've been so good. Why is it now going all crazy again? Thank you. Thank you very much for the membership. I appreciate the support on the channel. I believe we actually might have got up to 3,800. Please, Fridge, you. It's beatboxing. Yeah, 5 subs off 3,800. Thank you very much. We're going to get to 100 likes as well. Just appreciate the Fridge. Appreciate it. Which, well, we always knew Racing Bulls was going to be around 5th to the 7th fastest team. So I'm willing to risk it. When Haas, Audi, Racing Bulls, I mean, even Alpine to a certain extent are still a potential one we could bring in. It's going on a crazy one right now. Having Antonelli will still be differential. Most peeps in their bed with teams locked in. That is very true. That is true. Yeah, most people will have mainly Ferrari assets, won't they? Oh, here we go. Surfer Knight says, I just spent some time talking to the live chat on the F1 website. I specifically asked if you can use Final Fix in 12 hours time. They said yes. Surfer Knight, are you on the Discord? Could I get a screenshot of that just to show everyone? Because that is fucking ridiculous, by the way. And I don't say that lightly. They are taking the piss if they've just said that. By the way, for everyone who doesn't realise, if you've just joined me now, why I'm so angry about that. Sorry, I've got to see what we're on. I'm really, really angry about that because they're just being really vague about it for no reason at all. Can you do the math on autopilot versus no negative expected chip? Sorry, yeah, let me get it up for you. Zooby, zooby, zoo. Zooby, zooby, zoo. Zooby, zooby, zoo, zooby, zoo, zooby, zoo. If you make a team with Piastri, what would you have? Yeah, go on then. Let's show a Piastri team. Where's my team gone? Is it here? No, that's not the right tab. It is here. Yeah, sorry, I'll get back to the Discord teams in a second. Yeah, like, come on. They put one thing in the FAQs and then another thing in the actual chips. I need to see this screenshot because this is incredible if they do. Yeah. They don't know what they're doing if that's the case. They really don't. Right. Piastri team. Okay. Piastri team, we can't have Russell, basically. So you would have to go with Antonelli or Leclerc. From the looks of things, most people would be more comfortable going Leclerc. And then you could go over to Piastri. And that's basically the team you'd go for, I know. Leclerc, 2 times, Piastri, Lawson, Behrman, Hulkenberg, Ferrari, Haas. If you're going for Piastri, this is the team I'd go for. But it's 0 Mercedes assets, which is a little bit scary. From what I last checked, we still don't have... yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe I would. I really don't know. Still no news on Antonelli. So I think for now, if we have no news on Antonelli, act like it's going to be a normal start for him. But yeah, let's see if we've got that screenshot now. Oof, right. Do we have that screenshot? Oh, it's so intense. Right, here we go. Here it is, everyone. This is the screenshot we got from Surfer Knight. Yes, I'm specifically talking about Final Fix. I apologise with your hearing. If the FAQs, you can use it after qualifying or race weekend. So will I be able to use it in 12 hours once qualifying is done? That's correct. Are they serious? Is that serious? Are they being serious? Oh, for the love of God. I really don't know. I really don't know what to trust, man. Because I don't actually know if they know what they're talking about. So basically, Final Fix could be really good because if Antonelli isn't in qualifying, he'll take a -5 and start at the front. Start at the back, I mean. Bloody hell. So then we could Final Fix Leclerc over to Antonelli and get loads of overtake points, position gain points, potentially. I'm still a little bit unsure if this is actually true. Just in the sense of, I don't think they know what they're talking about. Let's be real. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think they even know their own game. Like, it really is that bad on F1 Fantasy. But that is insane. Thank you. Huge thanks to Surfer Knight for getting that to us, by the way. That is some brilliant F1 Fantasy journalism right there. But That is ridiculous if this happens, by the way. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Yeah. I don't know what to say about that. I really don't. If they end up letting this happen, they don't even know the own rules to the game. But yeah, anyway, everyone, these are my Team 1 and Team 2. I'm pretty dead set now on who I'm starting with. I'll probably still run Antonelli in the Team 2 as the variant, just to try getting that differential look. Potentially could use Final Fix. I think I'm just going to not use it and hope for the best that they were BSing. Yeah, let's get people coming in. Let's see if we can get multiple people asking about the Final Fix. Yeah, because that's the thing. If we could, but I'm going to be so disappointed if we can't. Lightning, on the tabbed link, you've got the code and the link up top there for you. No transfers are costing you any points right now. And then, right, let's actually go through a quick rundown of what I'm thinking at the minute. So, Russell as a 2x looks pretty dead set, all right? He looks pretty dead set for me on most teams. I can't see a reason why you wouldn't go for him. Unless, obviously, we've got different teams we're going for. Then heading into it, it looks like it's Leclerc, Hamilton, or Antonelli as your second A-tier driver. Which ones you go for? Antonelli, if you want to risk it for a chocolate biscuit and hope that he starts at the back and potentially gets overtake points, positions gained. You could potentially final fix him if we can final fix. Actually, does anyone know? Is anyone else in the other live chats for Rob, you, and Fanamp? Anyone? Did they know what the rule is for final fix? Because I would love to hear what they're saying about it as well. Because if they see that screenshot as well, what the hell? I mean, hopefully Antonelli just starts and then we don't even need to worry about it. Because then we don't need to worry about final fix. And I'll just move over to Antonelli anyways. And I'll run Russell Antonelli. But we still haven't got any news on Antonelli. I might have to get up the Now TV, but I can't hear anything. So I'm going to have to, you guys are going to have to be my eyes and ears on this. For if, yeah, all right, great, yeah. So, I love this. I really do love this game, okay? But yeah, these are the two teams I'd go for. Haas, Racing Bulls. You can still go Audi. But I really don't know. I don't trust the race sims and the quali sims because they're always not on. Yeah, that's actually incredible how we're all in this situation, by the way. Oh, I love it for fantasy, man. It's so good. It's so broken. By the way, we're 2 subs off 3,800. Let's push for it. Come on. I know we can all do it. Yeah. So ABK, that's what we've come from, right? Yeah. So we had that in the FAQs, but then we looked at the applied chips, right? And it says limitless second race. Wildcard, second race. Final fix after qualifying. So then you're thinking, why is that then? They're saying 2 different things, right? I'm not surprised Rob was crashing out. Because, like, it's such a simple thing to get right. How are they not getting it right? They're taking the piss, man. Taking the absolute piss. Oh man. Yeah, right, anyway, let's get back onto the Discord and get some of those team uploads back onto it. So if we went to so who was up next? We've got Hamish up next. The first team Hamish showed was Antonelli, Leclerc. So this was very much a FP2 team again. And I same as I've been saying before, I just don't think you can run yeah. Okay, that's good. We'll look at that statement in a second. I don't think you can run 3 A-tier drivers. Just you have to have 1 A-tier constructor for me. So that's the only issue. Here again. We've had something come in. Surfer Knight has become a member. Surfer Knight, you're the GOAT. Thank you so much. Blaster, put it in the Discord. Put it in the chat. I'll help you out. Thank you so much, Surfer Knight, for supporting the channel. It really does mean a lot to me. What is going on with my TikTok stream? There's just a black mark there. Oh, it's the yeah, I know what that is, don't worry. Let me get back up this one so I can see what I'm going on here. Again, 2A looks good constructor-wise, but you're going to struggle budget building heading into China unless you get really, really lucky and everyone goes up 0.6 million, but I doubt that. And then the final team, it's good. It is good, this one. I'm still happy with this one. I'd probably 2 times Antonelli. If he started qualifying, I'd 2 times Antonelli. If he didn't, I'd just let it ride and see what happens. Then we have Captain with Team 1, Team 2, Team 3. So again, this is before FP3 actually happened. And again, I think Russell's the way to go. And actually, Captain's got a brilliant team here. It's the team I've got. Russell, Leclerc, Behrman, Lindblad, Bortoletto, Ferrari Racing Bulls. I think that's a good lock-in. I'm happy to run that team. I think that's a brilliant team, Captain. I also think, yeah, we're basically running the same Team 1 and Team 2. Team 1 and Team 2 is brilliant. And Team 3, I would say, keep that just in case for the 2A constructor. You've got your main 2 teams there. Why not go for a risk it for a chocolate biscuit? Do you think we should final fix Antonelli in after qualifying? Well, you know what? I'm gonna do it by the rules and act like they haven't just said this. Like, thank you, Duckshot. Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna need quite a few subs for that. Not gonna lie. But yeah. Where was I? Yeah, the 2A constructor's fine if it's on your 3rd team. But again, I'd say your Team 1 and Team 2 need to be more. Again, Russell with Hamilton, a very good build here. Completely understandable. I'll just put something random. Oh, thank you, Blaster. We've got a new sub. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you very much for the sub. Not streaming with fan app? No, so I'm riding solo this year. Where were we? Yeah, so this team is also another good team. Triple Ferrari, I'm a little bit worried about that. I just think from what we've seen, I think it'll be fine. But from what we've seen from Russell, I think Russell's a non-negotiable now. And so I'd probably say get him in and drop down Behrman or Ocon down to a cheaper asset. And then you probably have to drop Haas as well. If you go Racing Bulls or Audi, I don't mind which one. I'm going Racing Bulls. I'm going to go with what my heart is saying. And my heart's saying Racing Bulls. And right now, that's all we can really go off against Audi and Racing Bulls. If I'm in a league with only 1 team, is there a point to make 3? Yeah, so in the global leagues, all 3 of your teams actually are included now. It's the best one out of all 3 that goes into your global league rank this season. So it is worth using them. But I also like doing my little fun worst team. But yeah, in a league, you just put in your team you want to do the best in. So this is Yannick's team 3, and Yannick has come in with a brilliant team, by the way. This is something that we've been looking at now as well. I would probably go Lawson up to a Behrman, but bar that, very, very good team. I'm still not ruling this team out, by the way. Oh, we got another sub. Thank you, Mansoir. Thank you very much for the sub. I'm still not writing this team off, but we need to hear confirmation on Antonelli if he's starting or not. Autopilot for Russell plus Leclerc. I just think let's hold our horses and not go autopilot yet. I think we're still not sure. We're still not sure when or where to use autopilot, or if we'll have a budget enough to go up to 380 drivers, or there's just so many factors that could come in, and I just think autopilot isn't one of those options that you need to rush into. So just wait for it. We'll see what happens. It's only Australia. It doesn't matter too much if you get the driver 2 times wrong this time out, because then you can just fix it again for China. This team over here, Russell, Hamilton, Behrman, Hulkenberg, Lindblad, Ferrari Racing Bulls, very similar team to me. Basically, I've just got Leclerc and Bortoletto. I love it. As you can tell, it's my team 1. I think there's not much you could do to change that. Very, very good. We have another Russell Antonelli team, another brilliant team. You're missing out a little bit on the Haas, and you have less leeway with flexibility, but there's still a little bit of flexibility down there. Just been asleep. What's happening with Final Fix? The FAQ says that Final Fix isn't available until the 2nd race. The chip says it's available after qualifying, so no one really knows what's going on. Again, another Russell Antonelli build. I would 2 times Russell, though. I'm sure Yannick knows that, though. Yannick's been in the chat the entire time, and Yannick's pretty on it like a car bonnet. I love how that was riskier as well. Oh, I see. This is your risk it for a chocolate biscuit team. I see. I like it. Yeah. If you do want to risk it for a chocolate biscuit, that is the way to go. Can you explain the reason for your team 3, please? So Stroll and Alonso are the GOATs, and they're going to get a 1-2. But in all seriousness, that is for my ZachGP Worst League, which is over here on the ZachGP Anti-League. If you want to join that, the code's somewhere on my channel. It's somewhere. It should be working. If it doesn't work, use the link. The link's also, if you click on the message, the link should also come up as well. But yeah, because at the end of the day, F1 Fantasies to have fun with, so I'm going to have a fun little time with Team 3. Bortoleto or Hulkenberg, if you have the money to do it. But I think if you've got to decide, right, in your team, is it Hamilton and Hulkenberg, or is it Leclerc and Bortoleto? Yes, thank you, Push. Thank you for putting that in the chat. Last year, every time I played it safe, something bad happened. Yeah, I know. I mean, we're gonna do all of this prep, right? And then we're gonna get to the start of the weekend, and everyone's gonna DNF straight on the first lap. Everyone crashing into everyone because they haven't started the race properly. There we go. We've hit 3,803 subs. Thank you very much. I think we actually just got another one. Thank you very much, Robert, for the sub. I appreciate you very, very much. You finally created a green team league. I know. I'm so excited about it. I can't believe I did it. And hey, the anti-ZachGP F1 league, because I know I couldn't do it last year, so I was like, I have to make it this year. Is it worth taking Mercedes team if Antonelli won't start in qualifications? I think it's too much of a risk. I think from the looks of things, Antonelli and Leclerc are going to score similar. Like if we look over to Antonelli normal, I think they've severely underpriced Antonelli and also severely underpriced Norris. Norris isn't going to get 14 points, come on. But Antonelli the most. And even in the pit lane, I think they've severely jumped Antonelli's points. He would have... Antonelli would have to get into the top 3. And I mean, it'd be a generational weekend if he did get into the top 3. And fair dues if he did. Honestly, if he did, he'd be going straight into my team for China. I think they use different text in the final fix to explain that you can only use it after qualifying then following rounds. So Diego, that's what we also thought as well. But we had a screenshot from Surfer Knight they're saying yes, you can use it after qualifying after this race. So they don't even know their own rules. Yeah, definitely. I know. It was only a green team and now we're having fun with it. Yeah. It's so hard to trash a team for anti-league, but I'm all in. Yeah, I know. It's one of those things where it's just like, at the end of the day, F1 Fantasies for fun. And even this year, I'm doubling my chances of doing well because I've always only run one team in F1 Fantasy. This is the first year I'm actually doing 2 proper teams because why not? We actually can. It actually does mean something now. Right. Let's actually get up that Mercedes tweet then. Let's see what they're saying. Keep up the confidence. What are they saying? Right, where the hell is it? Has Chris said anything? Was it on the actual F1 page? Still nothing from Chris. Is anyone watching the actual qualifying stream? Are we seeing Tim Hall? Yeah. Oh, okay. Let's have a list. Let's have a... Right, what's he saying? Update on Kimi Antonelli. Okay, let's have a look. Hacken, Russell seems like the way to go. Where can I find F1 Predicts? Let me quickly just show you that. So it's just this tab here next to F1 Fantasy. Just the GOAT talking. Stroll. Oh, I mean, Stroll is the GOAT. He really is, isn't he? Mercedes has said that the chassis and power unit look to be okay, but there's no guarantee the car can get rebuilt in time for qualifying. Oh, okay, so it's just they still don't know. God damn it, curse you. We're not going to know until 2 minutes. Oh, here we go, Yannick. Oh, yeah. It is unlikely, but possible. I don't know. I really don't know. Let me ask again, by the way. Is Antonelli too risky? 59 to 41%. This is the first time I've been stumped for a while just because it is such a risk. It's such a risk. But I can see why we'd want to go Antonelli. It does make sense. But like the points difference, if we're not final fixing, isn't enough for me. Unless Antonelli gets driver of the day, fastest lap. then it'd be okay. But I hate F1 Fantasy in the sense of this, because we can't predict driver of the day. We can't predict the fastest lap. It's a load of malarkey. Official team: Russell ×2, Leclerc, Bortoletto, Ocon, Lindblad, Ferrari, Audi. Oh, Julian, so we got Ollie. We got very, very similar teams. Hey, may the best man win. I'm excited to see how it goes. Yeah, I mean, it's good for the race, but in the sense of because the field isn't as tight as it was last year. So he does get up to P8. He does. It just then depends on where do the rest of them fit into this. Yeah, Hakon, I've just thought about it more and more, and just you really do get stuck on the 2A constructor builds. You'll either have to wildcard out or ride out multiple minus 0.6s in a weekend if anything goes wrong. Whereas these teams, both of these teams, if anything goes wrong, you just downgrade Behrman to the other drivers and you make the budget building work on that side of things. And then if you get really unlucky, I mean, we'll see how the DNFs go. Oh, rude. Okay, who are you going with before Russell? I'd like that would be interesting. Yes, I budget was so king last season. Oh, thank you everyone. Thank you, Robert, for the sub. Yeah, we really do need the budget as much as we can do. Yeah, sorry. Let me get you the anti-league code. I'm being lazy. Here you are. Yeah, right, everyone. 19 minutes until the end of the live stream. I have to say, everyone, this has been an absolutely beautiful live stream from you all. I've bloody enjoyed it. Considering it was 3 hours long, this coffee and did not feel like 3 hours. I always think going into these live streams, like, oh, 3 hours, that's a lot to talk about. But we always get through them pretty easily, and something always happens, doesn't it? Like this final fix hole drama. I like your Team 1. Racing Bulls don't look bad. Yeah, I agree. It's just the whole discussion we had was Racing Bulls over Audi. There's not much to separate them. There really isn't. Why is Racing Bulls better than Haas? Just you have more leeway in your team. So we get the same issue, right? If we go up to Haas, yeah. We go up to Haas, we have to bring in Lawson, yeah? Someone like that. We've got no money to spare. Did you even sleep? Yeah, I actually went to I went to sleep at like 8:30, so I got actually 3.5 hours or something. So I was pretty refreshed considering. I will get that sorted for next time round. Bloody hell. And now I know. Yeah, you're in a situation where coming into China, if you have more than one DNF, you're screwed. Like, if you have one DNF, you can swap down Haas. I mean, you'd be struggling a little bit there and then do that. But if you had multiple DNFs, like 2, you're screwed. Whereas on these teams, if you had Behrman and Bortoletto who had a DNF, you can still work around that. Which is the reason why I'm leaning more into that. And I'm hoping that's the way it's going to go. Racing Bulls or Audi? Oh, it's a tough one. Yeah, I also do think they are underrating Audi on the sims. I mean, let's do the Antonelli normal one. Audi at 10 points to Racing Bulls at 15. I mean, I'm surprised at Racing Bulls being that high up. I don't know why they're so high. I mean, Ferrari, I can understand. No, again, I don't know why Ferrari's higher than Mercedes as well. I mean, I take it, but yeah, bloody hell. Yannick, you're going to be so sleep deprived now. It is midnight here, so yeah, no problem, man. I'm glad everyone's been enjoying it. The first F1 Fantasy live stream, you always knew there was going to be some drama, and surprisingly, yeah, maybe it is actually, because the pit stop points do look like they could be OP this time out. What's the difference between a private and public league? Public league, you can join, anyone can join with codes and stuff. Private league, you have to like specifically be invited to it. So there's like only an invite link. That's the only difference. Yeah, I didn't even consider pit stop points. Yeah, we don't know what Audi's going to be like on the pit stops. So actually that kind of puts me in a little bit of comfort. Why would you keep Antonelli in a team? Hey, it's the variation, innit? Just risk it for you got to risk it for a chocolate biscuit on some of them. If Antonelli doesn't start, I would like a team where I'm at least using him just in case he gets driver of the day, just in case he gets fastest lap. Basically, this first race weekend is really going to be pivotal on which team I focus on the most on the global leagues. If the Russell team goes well, I'll probably most likely, yes, I do, the what's it called? The linked chat at the top of the stream should have the league code and the league link. Normally around this time, yeah, I'd say start getting your teams in, because it will start to get they would start to get a little bit laggy. It has happened a couple of times, so I would say get your teams in now. It doesn't, obviously, if Antonelli changes, we can figure that one out when it happens, but get your teams in now and we'll sort out Antonelli if it happens. Because I don't see why Antonelli's so rated lowly on the Sims if he does start as well, and I am comfortable playing Antonelli if he does start. Does anyone have the actual stream up? How does Antonelli's car look if they've shown it? 3 times boost on Stroll is crazy. Is Team 3 the speed run for the worst lineup? Yeah, so that's for my anti-league, the Real 4L. That is for my anti-F1 league. So Zach GP worst league. Triple 3 times on Stroll. That's a -60 with my name on it. Yes. And then Team 1 and Team 2 are for actual seriousness. But I only need 2 teams. I'm going to have a bit of fun with it as well this year. Yes, everyone, thank you all so much for watching this live stream. We've got another 10 minutes. We're pretty much... why bottle out over Hulk? Because it's... You know what, actually, let's find out in the poll. Let's do one last poll, right? Leclerc plus Bort versus Ham plus Hulk. What's everyone saying? Leclerc plus Bor, Ham plus Hulk. Because basically, yeah, that's the options. Leclerc and Bortoletto or Hamilton and Hulkenberg. And I mean, I think they're both going to score the exact same points, not going to lie. I have a very strong suspicion they are, or it'll be like 1 to 2 point difference, unless there's a DNF, of course. We are not doing Mercedes now, so I still... Oh, hang on a second. Thank you very much for the sub swap. So I still believe in Mercedes as your 2 times option on... Like, I think Russell is... yeah. I think Russell still is the best option for a 2 times, but I want to go for something different on my team too. And with Antonelli's such an unknown, I'm happy to do that. Okay, yeah. See, yeah. And if Antonelli does start from the back, I'm not risking it. I really am not. I'm not going to risk it for a chocolate biscuit on team 1 at least. I'll risk it for a chocolate biscuit on team 2. Don't worry about that. They are so cheeky with it, aren't they? Yeah, you could use that for the differential. I mean, considering 74% of people... What? 74% of people are going Leclerc Bor. Okay, fair dues. Yeah, is Final Fix 100% not happening then round 1? I'm not doing it, but we don't know. We're not going to know. From the live chat, we've been shown. Again, I'll show that for everyone. On the live chat, this is what Surfer Knight sent over. On the live chat, they're talking like you can Final Fix after qualifying, but the rules say you can't Final Fix after qualifying. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to risk it then in Team 1. I don't think there's enough of an upside, considering Leclerc still isn't out of this for the pole. Ham plus Bortoletto? Oof. That is a proper risk it for a chocolate biscuit, Robert. Hey, Bobby. Hey, Zach. Aren't you worried to use V-Card when it comes to Limblad experience? Yes, I am worried about that. But I'm just risking it now, honestly. I'm risking it for a chocolate biscuit. Let's see how it goes. I trust Racing Bulls over Audi as for reliabilities. And I also want them for the pit stop points, which I didn't actually consider even before making it. A 1 in 3 chance. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to take that risk. Who is going to take that risk, by the way? Who's going to use Antonelli in their main team? Obviously, I'm still going to use him in one of my other teams. In their main team. Me, not me. Let's see what people say. Huge differential. What is that for Antonelli? They're saying Antonelli wing and diffuser bit's good. Suspension with slight troubles. Oh. Yeah, I mean, it'd be even worse, innit, if they send him out and the car isn't fully ready. I mean, actually, no. That could still be all right now, but if he started like 16th, it'd be even worse. I'm risking final fix. We bought. Oh, Surfinite. Good bleeding luck. I hope they haven't screwed you over, by the way. I would sue if they did. Oh, that'd be so typical. I feel like you could swap Colapinto for Lawson. I think Lawson's going to do better than Colapinto now. The Racing Bulls have been pretty on it. Maybe I could go... Maybe I could go with, yeah, like a Sainz or a William or an Albon. But I'm gonna trust in the GOAT Colapinto. Hopefully he crashes out. No, actually, I don't want anyone to crash out. Hopefully he has a less exciting weekend. What's Serge said? Have I missed that? What's happened here? Whole court Lawson. If you're triple racing ballsing up, I'd go for Hulkenberg. If you don't have racing balls as a constructor, I'd go Lawson. How are we feeling about Antonelli going into quali? I don't think he's going to make it. From the sounds of it, he's not going to make it. I'm not going to risk it. And we still don't know if Mercedes are the fastest car. It looks like they are, 100%, but I think I'll risk it with Leclerc and see what happens. Yeah, I think that's what I'm assuming, 100%. Yeah, it's not much of a crazy loss. It's the first race weekend. I'd rather play it safe and just get through it. I mean, from last year, it was ridiculous. So I just want to get through this race and then see how it goes. And if Final Fix is an option, they can go do one. Yeah, but we are assuming Antonelli and Mercedes are going to be in the top 3 of qualifying if he does start. And that's why I'm a little bit confused why F1 Fantasy Tools have him so low. Because I think normally, he's got a higher... he should be around that Ferrari range. Yes, he did crash, but... I mean, how funny would that be if we all went to Antonelli differential and any DNF'd? I mean, it would be not funny at all, but it kind of would be as well. By the way, what also will be interesting will be battery management with tire management confined. First race is going to be insane. No negative, still very much a possibility. I don't think I'm going with it. Because I think it's not like it's going to be Australia and then all of a sudden everyone's just fixed their battery issues. Everyone's fixed how the cars are going to go. The first few races are all going to be like this. So I think a no negative and Australia that's dry, I think it's a worse option than even China, no negative. But China, we've got a lot of options. If budget building goes our way this weekend, you could see a lot of people using Limitless because you may as well. You've got the budget building ready to go, and that's like a perfect delta to use. I put a no negative on my team. I feel like I just have a feeling that the first like 6 odd races are going to be like this. Check the tools settings with him from pit. Yeah, I know. I'm saying they've undervalued him in the normal one. In the pit lane one, that's pretty much where I'd put him as well. But yeah, I think they've undervalued Leclerc on this one. I think they've also undervalued Russell on this one. It's a close one, but yeah, again, I don't think there's enough of a points difference between these sorts of teams to be pushing for Antonelli when it's so risky. I'd rather have someone at the front, out of the way, than someone trying to get through the field when we don't know how overtake work. We don't know how many positions gains he could get. We don't know where everyone lands. There's just so much higher of a risk. But if you want to risk it for a chocolate biscuit, which I love to do, then hey, then that is your play. If you want to risk it for a chocolate biscuit, you go Antonelli. If you want to play it safe, you go Leclerc. Bear in mind, we have multiple teams we can do it on. If you really want to risk it, you go Antonelli 2 times. But I think the clear-cut George Russell 2 times is the way most people are going. And then if you want a differential, a Ferrari 2 times as well. But even just having Antonelli and Leclerc is a 2 times. Praying for a miracle and hoping it's going to work. Hey, isn't that all of us on F1 Fantasy, innit? If Ant figures out a DNF from pit lane, those who have this setup should drop the whole season. Yeah, honestly, because that would be so unlucky. Actually, it won't be unlucky, but it would just be so peak. I mean, if we get any A-tier driver having a DNF, it is ropes for the first few race weekends. Have fun crawling back. But we've seen, like from people, I believe it was William, who came 75th in the global leagues, it is doable. Whew. 6 more minutes to go, everyone. Of course, we've not really got a team lock. Just make sure you've done the transfers you want to do. If you're going BTA constructors, Haas, Racing Bulls, Haas, all okay. I'm going Racing Bulls for pit stop points, and they look pretty decent. I don't trust the quali and race sims because they're always wrong. Ferrari is a constructor because we just can't fit in Mercedes as a constructor with Russell, and I trust Russell and Leclerc over Russell and Hadjar, so that is the play there. Then, if you want a bit of differential, Antonelli and Piastri are your differential choices. I think Antonelli is the clear-cut differential because Antonelli looks like he's not going to be taking part in qualifying. Let's just double-check one last time. Still nothing. Okay, so we still don't know if Antonelli's going to take part. I'm not going to risk it. We still don't know what the situation is with Final Fix because Final Fix here says we might be able to use it after qualifying, but the game rules say we're not going to be able to use it after qualifying. Let me find it. Here it is. So it's one or the other. And I really do think, sadly, if they find out about this, they will make Final Fix not an option, which I think will happen. Because they're in for a real cock-up if they make this available. For me, I'm not risking it. Again, there's no need to risk such a big hit. I mean, it's Colapinto to Bortoletto as well. So I think that's actually a little bit of an increase in BTA driver-wise. Haas, Audi, or Racing Bulls for pit stop points. I'm a big believer in Racing Bulls, but if it's the case of you can afford Haas in your team, I would just go Haas anyway. I think Haas, my rankings of it are Haas if you can afford them with the likes of Russell Leclerc, which you can't. So actually, you know what, Racing Bulls, Haas, Audi. Bear in mind, all three of them are completely usable. Yeah, Julian, this is where I come out and just Team 2 absolutely destroys everyone with Leclerc winning the race, Antonelli second, and I'm like, oh, guys, I knew it. Hamilton or Bortoletto versus Hamilton and Hulk. Hamilton and Hulk. As you can see, who is using Antonelli on their main team? Not me, 77% for 175 votes. I think that's pretty clear cut, isn't it, everyone? And everyone, make sure to get in your team selections right now, please, because we are getting very, very close to the end of the stream. I'll be here for another 4 minutes. I'm going to put all of my links again into the chat. Make sure to like and subscribe. It really does help the channel out. I think I'm aiming for 5K this year. If I can get to 5,000 subs, that'd be absolutely insane. But what are all of the codes that I can show you? So we've got the codes here for Discord, Twitter, all of that malarkey. We have the ZachGP link. This is to the ZachGP. Yeah. Lannister, enjoy your evening, morning, afternoon, whatever it is. Good luck, everyone. Let's hope it's a banger. It's going to be a banger, isn't it? First qualifying session of the season, it's always going to be a banger. That is the other one. And yeah, those are all of the big ones. What about Piastri in Team 2 instead of Kimi? I think if Kimi starts from the back, he's a better differential than Piastri. But you could also use Piastri. I just think he's the second choice differential now. So you've got the main three of Russell, Leclerc, Hamilton, who are going to be all around everyone's teams. Then you have the differentials of Antonelli and Piastri, who are going to be floating around a couple teams. Then you also have a differential of Audi. So we'll see how everything goes. Ferrari 1-2 incoming from Julian. Hey, we can believe, can't we? But yeah, lock in your teams, everyone. 3 more minutes to go. I can't believe we've got through this almost scot-free. Bear in mind the Final Fix stuff. You will be hearing from me about the Final Fix stuff over on Twitter if it becomes available. I don't know when because I'm going to be going to sleep. Well, I've actually got to do something in the morning and then I'm going to sleep. But yes, 125 likes, by the way. Thank you all so much for smashing that like button. Thank you all so much for the subs as well. I think we gained like 100 subs in this live stream. Yeah, we gained about 80, 90 subs in this live stream, which is just insane. Yeah, I think that's the only way to describe it, innit? Eventful couple of hours, 100%. Whew, 2 more minutes to go, everyone. Oh, I need to lock in my team. Bloody hell. Right, give me a minute to get up I need to show everyone on Twitter what my team is. I completely forgot about that. Right, let's get the team locks in. I'll quickly do that. I completely forgot to do that. No. Okay. Let's quickly get it done. Not at Chris Medlin. Yeah, that's all I've got time to put. Whoopsie. Right, did that actually go on to the main bit I wanted it to? Does Kimmy get until the end of Q1 to be in it? Yes, he does. He does. So let's see what happens in it. Yeah, Surfer Knight, thank you so much for joining the stream. Yep, see you next qualifying. I may do a little... Oh, Adam's gone for a double Mercedes lock-in. Oh, I like his style. I do like his style. We'll see what happens. But let's see what happens, everyone. Those are the team locks. Whew. Antonelli is out. Yeah, I mean, I'm not risking it then. I'm not risking it. Thankfully, I didn't go for that. I just think it's way too risky. Anyway, whew, one more minute, everyone. Get in your teams. No more changes after this. Good luck, everyone, for all the rest of the season. Hey, and I will be with you the entire journey, the entire season long. And it is going to be a brilliant season. And that is it, everyone. It should be team locked. Right, that's it. No, you can still manage your team. But that's it for me, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all later on. Maybe in the weekend, if I find time to do another stream, just to see what the final fix situation is. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you.